start this shit?
I'm ready.
Welcome to Kilgallon's Pub, everybody. Like I said before, my guest, Kristen Toomey, a repeat guest. A lot of you know her from the episode in which she revealed that she had not bought toilet paper in 3 months at that point.
Yeah.
Now everyone's dying to know, Kristen, what's the TP situation now in the Toomey household?
2 weeks I've been out.
2 weeks again?
2 weeks.
What is the deal? Why can't you just remember? You're a woman on the go. Pop into a Walgreens, get yourself a couple rolls.
And there is a shop in my building, so I have no excuse now, except I think I'm
literally
just
like in the
fucking
first
psychopath.
floor, you could just go into there and get some.
Yeah, I get
stock up on
cheese and
stuff.
crackers down there, gluten-free crackers and cheese, no toilet paper.
Well, you just why don't if you're is it? It's not financial, is it? Because I think guys, we need to go. There's GoFundMe's for people with serious shit, but if we need to GoFundMe for your toilet paper, I figured everyone chips in a quarter and we could get you there.
Yeah, Indiegogo.
So you were doing a thing. It was a term I'd never heard before, called bird bathing.
Yeah, I think I made that up.
Yeah, I think you did.
But I think it should catch on.
So you would use the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and then explain the bird bathing for people checking this out for the first time.
So
Is that just you sprinkling some water on your nether region there?
I go and I take like a quick bath.
Okay.
You know, and here's the thing: I got a new job with
right.
James, and I'm not going to say where. But
Don't
it's
say
got
where, but real quick, I don't want to
fancy
interrupt.
toilet.
It's you, James, who's like the art director of the Chicago comedy scene at this point.
Yes,
right?
he
That's
is.
a good title. I don't
Yeah.
know what to call
That's
you.
all right.
Because you produce a great show called Stand Up Stand Up. We'll promote your
Thank you
shit
very
later.
much. Every
All right,
Thursday
all right,
night.
all
Yeah.
right. Anyway, and it's you two and then several other comedians.
Yeah, there's like 11 of us working.
So it's
there.
safe to say this company does not drug test.
Right.
'Cause otherwise, how in the hell
Certainly not.
did this many comedians get a job at this place?
Yeah.
All right. Go to the bird bath.
It's like
now.
the best job ever, but they have a super fancy toilet in there that's heated seats, and it's like it looks like the egg from Mork and Mindy, and when you walk up to it, it opens up like a clamshell, like it knows you're coming, and then and then it's heated. And
It's got the bidet. Does it shoot up?
yeah,
We had a
front
whole
and
episode
back.
with Kevin Bozeman where we talked about the bidet. Everybody, put that on your Christmas list. The bidet. You could get one for like $100. Strap it to the toilet seat, and all of a sudden your quality of life has gone from
Yeah.
like barely surviving to I'm shitting with the big boys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
shitting
You're
like a big dog.
You're shitting with the 1%,
Right.
right?
Yeah. So I
So-
feel like I'm shitting with the 1% there.
So you're just saving your dumps for work then, because that's smart. You're on the clock,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, no, I'm not. There's no rhyme or, I don't plan anything, let alone my shits.
You're not regular then, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not
I
regular
know very
in
few
any way.
people who are regular. Regular meaning I take a shit at the same time every day.
Yeah, there are people that do.
That seems boring.
Yeah.
Life's about being spontaneous. You never know what's
Right.
around the corner.
Taking regular shits is weird for you?
Dumping every day at 7:30. I mean, I think it'd be nice to be in that routine,
Okay.
but then it makes me think that in order to get there,
You got to regulate your diet. bud.
everything's got to get blander.
Yeah, you've got to
Yeah.
have some.
But you got to regulate your diet. You got to regulate. I don't want to regulate.
I'm not a regulator.
I'm not a regulator.
I don't mount up.
I was
I'm
trying to
no
think of the
Warren
next verse
G. Yeah.
of that song.
I'm no
Fucking
Warren G, man.
Damn it. You know what? I came across, I was at my dad's house, and he was saying all these CDs he found in the basement. And he was like, I'm just going to get rid of those unless you want them. Thinking they were trash, because who listens to CDs anymore, whatever.
Yeah.
Best of Eminem. I did Eminem Best of CD.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
And the song Shake That Ass For Me. Do you remember that song, James?
Yeah, baby.
Warren G's on it.
Is he?
Yes.
Ass for me.
It's, yeah,
Shake
that's,
that ass for
it's,
me.
I can't sing, otherwise I would. But the lyrics are fucking hilarious. But also, if that song came out today, there would be women's rights groups all over it.
Hell to pay.
Because he's like, I'm looking for a slut. Would you be mine? Nate said you'd like it from behind. Something like that, where
Go
it's all
ahead.
talking about, like, he says, I want a girl who will do whatever the fuck I say. Every day she'll be giving it up like that. And
Yeah.
it's the beat's amazing. Like, it makes me think if this song came out today, it'd be the hit of the summer. But the lyrics about, like, he says, like, open your lips for about 4 or 5 minutes. And he talks about just getting ahead. And it's great rapping
Yeah.
by Eminem. You know
But
what I
do
mean?
you think that wouldn't fly today?
I think it wouldn't fly because of all the, like...
Degrading.
It's just making it seem like I just want a girl who will do. Literally, it says, "He's Nate." I got to get the lyrics. James, could you find the lyrics to? This is why you have a producer.
Yeah,
All the times
this is-
before,
look
I would
at
just ramble on until I couldn't find shit.
What are we looking
Find
for?
the lyrics to
Shake
"Shake That
That
Ass for
Ass.
Me" by Eminem, featuring Warren G and
Nate Dogg.
Yeah, Nate Dogg.
Come on.
And Nate Dogg sings like the chorus,
Yeah.
but Warren G's on it
Rest
too.
in
I'm pretty
peace.
sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Warren G's not on it. I've just been talking shit for no reason.
Here, check your phone. I got the
Who knows? It's great. You're going to text me the lyrics?
Yeah, baby.
Fuck, dude, this is high-tech shit. I'm loving it. And then we're going to get back to the bird bathing because I got questions still more on that.
Yeah.
I know you said you took a little mini bath every time, but does that mean when you were going into the bathroom were you just stripping naked knowing I'm looking at empty cardboard for the third month in a row now. I mean, it's now March and it's been since December. I'm looking at empty cardboard. So you just knew.
Yeah.
So you had to strip.
Yeah.
So would you go if you were
Yes.
like, all right, I'm taking a long one. All right.
I'm taking
Mama
a
was
long
running
walk.
around town. I had some Chipotle in between sets. You go in and turn the bath water on, take your shit. By the time it's filled up enough,
No, because
you're ready
you
to
don't,
jump in.
No, you don't fill up the bird bath. That would be disgusting. Then you're sitting in your own shit.
That's very true.
Shitty
you got
water.
Little shit particles.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah, no one wants that. By the
Who
way, you got to
does
get
that?
my number because this Facebook Messenger thing, it's fine. But all right, hold the thought in the bird bath. Here are the lyrics. Fuck, I know rap songs are great, but there's like 4 billion words. Like a rock song, it's like 19 words combined. Okay, there she goes shaking. I'm gonna just word them.
Yeah,
This is gonna be
go
funny
ahead.
to word this.
Yeah,
There she goes
freestyle.
shaking that ass on the floor, bumping and grinding that pole. The way she's grinding that pole. See, they rhyme pole with pole. That's a point off, if you ask me. I think I'm losing control. And then here's when he starts rapping.
She's
Get
in the
buzzed,
bird bath.
Get drunk, get crunk, get fucked up. Hit the strip club. Don't forget once, get your dick rubbed, get fucked, get sucked, get wasted, shit-faced, pasted, blasted, puke, drink up, get a new drink, hit the bathroom sink, throw
Bathroom
up, wipe
sink.
your shoe clean, got a routine, no one still got a few chunks on your shoestring. He's got puke in his shoes. It's fucking hilarious. Knowing I was dehydrated till the beat vibrated, I was revived as soon as this bitch is gyrated and the hips and licked them lips, and that was it. I had to get Nate Dogg to sing some shit. 2 to the 1 to the 1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1 to the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave with me. Conversation in Hennessy. He
Yeah.
talked to her, got her drunk, fucking took her away, right? That
Right.
to me isn't still wrong. A woman could get a guy a little buzz and take him home too, so that seems like equality still to me. And then it says, I've been to the motherfucking mountaintop, heard motherfuckers talking scene and dropped. If it ain't got a weapon, I pick up a rock, and when I bust your ass, I'm gonna continue to rock. Get your ass off the wall with your 2 left feet. It's real easy, just follow the beat. Don't let that fine girl pass you by. Look real close, cause strobe lights lie. Look real
True.
close, cause strobe lights lie. See, that means
But
make
that's
sure she's not
true.
ugly.
No, but
That's
if
fucking good advice, Warren G.
also strobe lights affect your depth perception.
Meaning,
Watch where you're walking.
good call too. Yes, it's about safety. It's not
I
just,
got head-butted in a haunted house once because of a strobe light.
You got what in a haunted house?
Head-butted.
Oh, head butted.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's not fun.
Well,
In a haunted house, especially, that was too close. You get
Yeah.
scared shitless on that. You're probably thinking,
Yeah.
oh, that's not gonna get that close.
well,
I'm
it
gonna
was
get
also
fucking
like,
hit.
good, fuck you for scaring me.
Oh, you did the head butting.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought.
But it
you
was
got
also
a tiny
like-
head. I thought you'd get the brunt of it. No offense, you got a little head.
Dude, come on.
Is
You
that-
know me. I'm not getting the brunt of anything.
That's true. You are very tough. All right, here I got more to it now. I'm looking for a girl with a body and a sexy strut. Want to get it poppin', baby, step right up. Some girls they act retarded, but some girls are about it. I'm looking for a girl who will do whatever the fuck I say every day. She's giving it up. Shake that ass for me. Shake that. All right, and then come on, girl, shake that ass for me. Shake that ass for me. That's the chorus.
Can't
And
run.
then
That's a
he goes-
long-ass song.
It is. Well, hold on. I'm not going to read all of it. I want to get to the. Well, this part's funny. I'm a menace, a dentist, an oral hygienist. Open your mouth for about 4 or 5 minutes. Take a little bit of this fluoride with it. That's weird to be. If you have fluoride ready when you're getting head, that's a strange thing.
It's bad for the pineal gland.
Swish but don't spit it, swallow, and I'll finish.
If I'm giving head, I want my third eye to open. You know what I
He's
mean?
not on this song. I don't know why I thought he was. There he goes. Looking for a couple bitches with some double D's. Pop a little champagne and couple E's. That's ecstasy, kids.
Bad
It's
news.
called Molly nowadays. This
Yeah,
is a song from early
that's
2000s.
dated.
Slip it in her bubbly. We finna have a party. We about to have a party. Turn the music up like it started. All right, I'm looking for a girl I could fuck in my Hummer truck. Apple bottom jeans and a big old slut. See that part? I feel. He goes, I want a bitch that's at the crib with no panties on. Knows that. This part's actually nice. Knows that she can say no, but she won't say no. She knows that she can. She's in control.
Mighty.
There's-
How generous of him.
There's consent involved.
Come on, man.
Tonight I want a slut. Will you be mine? I heard you was freaky from a friend of mine. It's M.
Do you
He's
know
telling him. And then he goes, no, I'm sorry, real quick. Now I hope you don't get mad at me, but I told Nate, this is M singing now, but I told Nate you was a freak. He said he wants a slut. Hope you don't mind. I told him how you like it from behind. That's basically the song. Anyway, I just feel like there'd be some trouble with that
You know what? I
nowadays.
feel like that just sounds boring to me.
all those lyrics sound boring to you?
Yeah. Like, I mean,
Well, guess who gets to borrow the CD next? Because I've
Yeah.
had several people saying I would like to borrow that.
I
Which is
like
weird because there's Spotify now.
I just mean like that night.
Oh, the
they're
night
singing
sounds
about.
boring, but the
It's
beat
like, all
sounds
right,
cool.
man, we get it.
You know, this was before Netflix, so this was just what people did back then. They went to clubs
And got their
and
dick
they
sucked.
and they got their dick sucked. This was like '02 when this song came out. You know, that doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Early
matter.
on.
All right,
for
so the
sure.
bird bath. Your pants are off, or
Yeah,
you just
this is
sprinkling
how I
water.
have fun.
Yeah,
I take shits and then take a bath.
not a full bath though. We
Okay,
talked about that.
Eminem, I see your night at the club and I raise you a bird bath.
By the way, if you ever get some merch, which you will, I'm sure, because you've been headlining clubs, you got to incorporate the bird bath in somehow.
You think so?
Just have I like a picture of you hovering over an actual bird bath with birds on the rim of the bird bath.
Me as a
Because
bird.
bird bath is cement, or you
My
as a
head
bird
on
with
a
the hat,
bird.
because that's become your signature Ringo hat. I call it.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
a Ringo hat. I'm not knocking it.
Yeah.
It's a little drummer girl, and I think that'd be nice. I imagine a bird bath being you not even getting into a bathtub, you just taking water from the sink and just sprinkling it up. You guys see that on the camera? Just sprinkling it up. People listening
Just
to the
like
podcast, just imagine me taking
Like a
my
doggy
hands,
paddle.
like
motion.
I'm doing like a bowling motion down there
Yeah.
with a bowling ball, like you're
Bowling.
rubbing a bowling ball, but you're throwing water.
Yeah.
I grew up in a Polish neighborhood, but it was a lot
Uh-huh.
of Polish immigrants, so people were nice to them.
Okay.
Not me though. And it was a thing called a Polish shower.
Okay.
You know what a Polish shower is?
No.
You brush your teeth, deodorant, and that's it.
Okay.
Gross.
Because it's a real quick, they
Like a
just don't
horse
know any
bath.
better. Yeah. A horse bath. Is that what a horse I've
No,
never
like
heard
a horse bath is just perfume, I think.
Cologne, yeah.
Yeah.
that. I remember a guy I knew in grade school said, if it smells like cologne, leave it alone. Talking about a woman's...
Vagina.
I didn't want to say it. You did, though. Thank you very much. How was your Thanksgiving, though, Kristen? Let's go right into family talk
Yeah,
now.
right. Okay, that's a weird transition.
Well,
it was good.
that's why I didn't do a podcast last week. Everyone, Thanksgiving came along very quickly. A lot of stuff going on. So
Yeah.
this is the first podcast in about 10 days. And we're moving into the new studio, so I wanted to wait, kick it off right. You know what I mean? I had to do it like that.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving for me was a lot of fun. I love the tradition of Thanksgiving. I want to say this to the naysayers out there. There's some people who hate on Thanksgiving, and they say, like, oh, shouldn't this be the day in which the Pilgrims just fucked over the Indians? No, this was the day that they were actually nice for a day.
Yeah.
So let's remember that.
Yeah.
Also, to me, the holidays can take on new meaning. The way words tend to take on new meaning, right? You know, slut is now a positive word. I feel like it should be at least. No, you don't think so? I don't know. I think people are
I
trying to
don't know.
re-own the word. Thanksgiving does not have to
I don't
mean
really think
genocide of
about
Native American
the
people.
word.
I think Columbus Day's bullshit because that guy was a fucking prick. If you read anything about Columbus people, that guy was awful.
Yeah.
Like right when he landed, he was like, "Oh, we can enslave these people real quick. This is gonna be
Mhm.
great."
Yeah.
Like there's if you read a People's History of the United States, it talks all about what a bad dude Columbus was. They have like letters he sent back to the King and Queen of Spain. I
yeah.
almost said Spain of Spain, just saying like, "Oh man, there's already workers here. These people are dumb. They're wearing like loincloths and eating off the land. They don't have guns. We're gonna mess them up. Like
Do
just
you
like
know
a real
what's
piece of
crazy?
shit, you know."
So, like, I got 23andMe for my mom, and it came back a total nightmare. Like, the worst case scenario. Like, she was a product of rape and incest and all that
God,
shit.
yeah, that's awful. Jesus.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry,
well,
Mom.
Happy Thanksgiving too.
But the cool thing is one of my, like, great-grandparents by 10 or something is this man, Roger Williams, he signed the Declaration of Independence, and they gave him Providence, Rhode Island, because he started the First Baptist Church, and he came over and he was like basically saying like, what right do you have to this land, and who are you to like take this land from these people? And he was like super friendly with the Indians, and then they tried to kill him, so he walked from Massachusetts to Rhode Island, and then they gave
Good
him
walk.
Yeah, they gave him. I didn't get any money
Yeah,
from it,
he just pissed it away.
but
And here you are.
isn't that cool?
Imagine if
though?
he knew his great-great-great-great-granddaughter was taking bird baths. And maybe he would have,
And,
buried
yeah,
a treasure for
and
you to find
celebrating
later, right?
Columbus, huh?
Yeah, well, Columbus I get because I know he discovered the New World, so that's why they're like, let's give him a day. Look, I'll give him this. He was brave. He thought the world was round when no one else did. So, okay.
Did he?
Yeah, everyone else thought the world was flat. And they're like, Columbus,
I
you're
think
going
he just got
to go off the
lost,
river.
man.
And now people think the world's flat again. Well, he totally got lost because he
Yeah.
thought he was going to go around the world. That's why they called them Indians. He thought he was in India.
Yeah.
And it's funny how that just stuck. But so I get the idea of being like, screw that. The Columbus Day should instead be honoring the natives. I agree with that. But Thanksgiving to me is taking on a more than like It's like, let's be thankful for what you have. It's more of a gratitude day that started with the first ever dinner between the Native Americans and the Pilgrims. So that started off nice. They had a good time then. And then, shit went a little sideways afterwards.
Yeah. And look at your shirt, man.
Yeah. But hey, this is proud, okay? The Cleveland Indians, get rid of your logo. This is proud. First of all, there was no Black Hawk tribe. And at one point, there were the Blackhawks, Black Space Hawks. So they could even go back. It was named after the first owner's World War I fighter division. They were the Black Hawk Division.
Really?
Yeah. And then
there
was a chief Black Hawk, though, but there was no tribe called the Black Hawks.
Oh, okay.
So, and Native American groups have said they like it because it's an honorable thing.
Yeah.
They have no problem with the logos that are honorable, but then some people say none of them are good. Get rid of all of them because there's even one Native American who has a problem with it, then they should all go, which I don't know. That's up for debate. I think the Cleveland Indians, though, is a big red-faced, smiling, drunk-looking Indian. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Get rid of that logo. And calling them Indians, I
the cartoon
I get why
one
people get upset, though. I understand
the feather.
that. Sure, yeah.
Right.
And the people who are the most pissed off about it's always funny to me. I remember seeing people saying the Redskins is terrible. That's a derogatory slur, Redskins.
Yeah.
It really is. And there's some people like, oh, fuck that. Tell them to quit being such pussies. The people who get the most loud about this, James, you're a sports guy. You'll appreciate this, is people who aren't even Redskins fans.
Mm-hmm.
I know people who are like, they live in Chicago and they're like, I don't want to see the Redskins name change. I go, why? You don't give a fuck. You're not a Redskins fan. What do you care? I look at it from an economic point of view. Get rid of it. Rename the team something. That way all the old Redskins merch is now worth some money because it's a collector's item. They're not going to print it anymore.
eBay will light up the day
eBay would love. You're right. Good call with that.
Yeah.
And then everyone will run out and buy the new stuff. And then after a year or two, people get over it.
Yeah.
That's just how that works. I don't know. People get their shit in a bunch for no reason at all.
Mm-hmm.
But so you had a good Thanksgiving, though. I saw some Instagram stories. Seemed like some nice family stuff.
Yeah,
I just get weird when I see everyone make posts. Not everyone. It's just not a big section of my social media following. I don't know how I'm saying, or people who or my Facebook friends or whatever. I'll see posts from people dreading Thanksgiving because they have to do with family.
Oh my God, it's my favorite holiday.
And it gets to the point where I'm
My
thinking,
favorite.
you're the one that sucks, I feel like. Don't get me wrong. Some people have shitty families. I'm not knocking that. And I feel for you if that's the situation. But when you see it all the time, or I'm just like, I heard this one expression. It's like, you run into an asshole in the morning, you run into an asshole. If you run into assholes all day, you're the asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's something to that a little bit. I don't know. I just
No, I agree. I think if you think everybody's, I think a lot of times people mirror what you're putting out there too. So if you're, seeing everybody's got a shitty face, maybe check your face. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like check that ugly face.
Check.
No,
your
I
face.
do sense that though, because people naturally are tribal. So if they see all their friends dreading going home for the holidays, then they get in their mind about dreading going home for the holidays. But it always makes me think, I'm like, look, I get it. I'm not saying people don't have shitty families. Of course they do.
Yeah.
Everyone's got some family where they're like, but don't go then.
Yeah.
These are adults. If you're an adult, then I don't know. I just feel like you have enough control to be like, I'm not going to deal with that, or come to grips with the fact that you're just going to ignore that one person.
I think there's some sort of, people want to have that. They want to commiserate about their family. They want to bitch about their families with other people bitching about their families. And that becomes like a new sub-tribe of like, oh, yeah, a family sucks, right?
Yeah.
But then they go home and it's not that bad or whatever,
It's probably not. I bet they all have a good time.
I mean,
I'm sure
if
they
it's
have some
really
uncle
that
they
bad,
hate,
then
but
they shouldn't go. Why would you go?
right?
Yeah.
You don't have to. You
Yeah.
have control in this situation. Is there anything more cliche than the asshole uncle, though? I always hear people use that de facto, like, oh, that uncle you can't stand. I think that's the most cliched thing.
Yeah.
It's been said to death. I'm like, does everyone, James, do you have an uncle you hate?
No.
No. Do you?
No.
No. Every uncle I know, I mean, I've got some I don't really know, like on my mom's side, but all the ones I know I think are cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just such an easy thing to be like, hey, when you're at home with that shitty uncle arguing politics. And I'm like, is that people? I'm sure they're still. I want to know. Anyone listening, because we got the live feature now. Comment. Tell me about your fucked up family and how maybe I'm an idiot who should shut the hell up and how I don't know what's going on.
I mean, technically, my mom's dad was her uncle. That's
okay, you gotta back it up a little bit. What?
Like I said, with the 23andMe,
your mom's dad was her uncle.
Was her uncle. I just told you that. So
no, I know that, but I am still okay.
He molested.
Oh, now
my
I'm
mom
putting
was
it together
adopted,
now.
so
Okay.
but because I bought my mom this 23andMe for Christmas, this is a good fucking commercial for 23andMe. This is what happened.
By the way, if
back,
Kristen's mom is listening, how you doing?
Yeah. It came back that her uncle by marriage, so it's not blood.
Okay.
But
That's where I got slightly confused.
yeah, I'm not like.
Oh, I also didn't think, sometimes there's that situation where, it turns out my older sister was my mom. She had me when she was like 15 and the family wanted to keep it a secret.
Oh, yeah.
So they pretended like, I've seen that like on TV shows. I've never heard about it in real life, but I'm sure it's a thing.
Right. So, I mean, we're talking about weird uncles. Like, technically, my mom had like the weirdest uncle because it was her dad.
Yeah, that's definitely. Well, and I know, yes, 100%. Of course, there are shitty ass uncles out there who molest and do god awful things like that. But like you were saying before, you have this great thing.
But like my uncles are cool.
Yeah, that one wasn't though. Your great uncle's a dick. James, was there anything? I feel like you wanted to chime in.
He's dead.
Oh no, fucking Galway Bay. Who runs that?
Nolan Rafferty.
He wants you to drink the Jack Daniels.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't been really.
Real
quick, let me give a shout out.
You can pour me a shot of that
to this beer. What is this? This is a double milk stout and cinnamon and coffee. It's from St. Aaron Brewing. Never heard of it, but James,
it's good.
Providing the alcohol.
Shout out to
it's not
Steve
bad.
Cosman
It's actually a Chicago brewery.
Oh, cool.
1800 West Kyler. I know what that is. That's off of like Irving.
That's
and
a lot of
Ashland,
stuff in it.
Tastes like a chocolate.
It
shake.
is a little. It's 9%
really
alcohol though. Don't scoff at that. That'll get you there. That'll take you there. All right, yeah, I'll pour some of the Jack. I'm gonna do it on the rocks. You want it on a shot or just? I'll throw because I got a couple rocks glasses here.
I'll take whatever you're pouring, man.
There you go.
I'm not picky.
You are not picky.
No.
Yeah. So, but Kristen, you have this great thing that you've been doing that I love at the beginning of your sets, where you talk about how there's about 12 people in this audience who just came here to get mad and pissed off.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're right about that. I feel like there's something going on in society right now where people like look to be pissed off. They like search. They're scrolling. What's going to make me mad today?
Yeah.
Or what can I get upset about today? And what's funny about that is there are people who know that, and then they're scrolling to look for that person to be mad at that person.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing.
Yeah.
Because then they're calling them out. They go, look at these fucking whiners and complainers. I'm like, dude, you're whining and complaining about the whiners and complainers, which makes you a whiner and complainer and a fucking hypocrite on top of it.
Yeah.
You're doing the same shit.
That's me.
I'll take the one a little
That's
more.
me all day. Those
Thank you,
people,
sir.
you know.
Cheers.
Cheers. I have cold brew.
You got cold brew. That counts.
Um,
Kristen is sober.
Yeah.
If you listen to the podcast with her before on that, but she's cool to be around alcohol.
Yeah,
and again, this isn't. I'm not promoting booze. I just.
Fuck off, man.
Your show's called Kilgallon's Pub. Don't fucking dance.
No, I'm not. Like, here's what I'm saying. And I would love to get like whiskey sponsors and stuff like that, or alcohol sponsors would be great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not. If I have friends who are recovering alcoholics, I'm not out here being like, get fucked up with me.
Yeah.
I just love the conversations you have at a bar. Those are my favorite conversations because you never know which way they're going to go.
Sure.
Like right now with the 23andMe stuff.
Yeah.
We went from bird bath into like some, oh my God,
Yeah.
I want to give your mom a hug. This is horrible, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking about with you opening your set by saying there's at least 12 of you motherfuckers. I'm trying to do my Kristen Toomey voice.
Yeah. No, and I do like to, it does get me mad that I know that there are people getting mad,
It's natural.
So, yeah, I mean, also when I get mad, you kind of get ranty up there too.
I'm very mild mannered and
Fuck
chill,
off,
and
man.
I try to just.
You're the biggest liar right now.
When I'm in touch with my emotions and I handle them. I like to process before I react.
Oh, right.
It's a big thing I'm working on. Are you trying to burn your fingers?
No, I don't feel it.
I do get ranty up there. Yes, that is kind of my thing. Without
Yeah.
it trying, it's not like I didn't set out to be some ranty dude. I just when I get pissed, I just go
See
off.
red,
I don't
yeah.
know why. Yeah, that's just how I talk too. I don't know.
Me too. And so when what it is like I started doing bits where you can feel the tension the past like 2 years in a room where there are people in there that are ready to fucking go. Like they just want to get mad about something. And that was the energy that was in the room. And so I was reacting to that by sort of when the whole Trump thing happened, it felt
Trump
like felt like
which Trump thing?
no him.
Oh, him just being elected.
There was so much tension in the room and in my personal life as well. and it felt like there was just a bottle shaken up, you know? And so I thought,
You're about to blow.
yeah, so I thought instead of like having everybody react to a certain thing, I would just sort of release a little bit of that. And I think when I get up there and I call people out for that and I act like a fucking lunatic and whatever and let that release that out, it's kind of cathartic, not only just for me, but for people maybe watching it. It sort of releases that tension a little bit, which is really what, you know, comedy is like building tension, releasing tension in different ways. And this is sort of a blatant way. And then it's funny because I'm little and I'm mad. You know, like it's funny when I get mad.
Short people are never known for losing their minds.
Napoleon.
Yeah, right. No,
you know,
I
it's
love
like
that.
a little Hitler up there, just like a little blonde idiot.
You
No.
confirm what I thought anyway with why you do that, because I like that you address it, because I think it makes the people who are there to be like, oh shit, yeah, I'm in a comedy show, I should loosen up the shoulders a little bit and calm down, and then it makes everyone else in the room realize, oh yeah, these are the times we're living in right now, and that is a thing. Like I remember January 10th of 2018 seeing people tweet 2018 sucks already. I'm like, it's fucking 10 days in. It's almost like they had that tweet ready. They had it saved in their drafts of when I get to shit on the year, because that became a trend starting in 2016 where people would blame the entire year for whatever happened.
Yeah.
The year isn't doing it. It's not the calendar's fault.
Right.
It has nothing to do with it. How married people are to calendars cracks me up, because I think about the person who's like, January 1st, I'm going to start doing this. Why not start December 1st? You don't have to, like, you know, it doesn't have to be from this time to this time.
Yeah.
I was joking about it when I was talking about Sober October, where the calendars made it to a point where I don't think I could ever do a whole month, because there's something good in each month. October has playoff baseball, which I love. There's Halloween, the fall, Christmas in the air, football's back. I don't want to quit drinking for those
Isn't
31
that part
days.
of the fun, though? Testing your limits, seeing how far you can go.
No, I'm fine with testing the limits,
Yeah.
but why does it have to be October 1st, October 31st? Why can't you do like September 24th
Why does
to
anything
October
have to be
24th?
anything, man?
Or George, just fucking work out a little more and drink some more water. I don't
That's
know.
right.
Like, I get it. Like, I've thought about how long I want to. I don't know if I could do a month, and that sounds like an alcoholic's response. But it's more. I don't want to miss out on those events.
You know what
I
the
got bad FOMO with stuff. I'm the type of person. I remember figuring this out like in high school, going to a party. Have you ever driven by a party and you see people like outside,
Yeah.
or you could see into the window and there's a shitload of people there? I get like anxiety. Like if I'm looking for a parking spot and I drive by the bar that everyone's meeting at and I see all my friends at the bar and I'm like, fucking, where's a spot? I got to get in there. My brain
Oh,
is
really?
yeah.
I
'cause
get the opposite. Like,
missing the
oh,
fun.
fuck, I got to go in there.
Oh, well, you know what,
I get
though?
anxiety, though. I get real bad anxiety about it.
With that kind of, I could segue nicely off of something we talked about before the podcast started, the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Some people are skeptical of it, and I get that, because look, the secret's bullshit. You don't just think things and they happen. Obviously, you got to put some hard work into it and have a plan and all that. But what I do like about it, and it was broken down to me like this: if you're on your way to a party and you're thinking this party's gonna suck, guess what? The party's gonna suck.
Oh, for sure.
If you wake up on Monday morning going, ugh, Monday, this is gonna suck. Work's gonna suck. This is gonna suck. It's gonna suck because you're already. But if you wake up going, I'm going to fucking crush it today, I feel like that does. It's just a way of changing. If you could change your thoughts, you really could change the course of your day.
Totally. And
'Cause
like
it's a mindset
gratitude
thing, and
is a big part of it. But with
And it's the attitude of people who are crowds going like, make me laugh or watch what you say. And those same people they're miserable though, you know?
Yeah, I just get like, I have this weird thing, and it's especially in the past year, it's gotten crazy where I, you know, like I go into work and I love it. I love my job. I love doing comedy, and I'm not, I love it.
Yeah,
And-
you do
and,
love comedy. That's why
Yeah.
that definitely shows, which is awesome.
you know, I like love it. But I get fucking weird, man. Like I feel like sometimes I just want to wear a burqa. Like I feel like if I could wear a burqa, which, you know.
If you wore a burqa on stage and
No, not on
converted, you'd get your
stage.
own sitcom for sure.
No, not on stage.
There's no female
like,
Muslim comedians that wear a burqa on stage. I think that'd be a
Might
heck
be.
of a hook.
but I mean off stage.
I
That's
hear
the
ya.
thing.
Oh, so like when you're
like-
done, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Not mean to interrupt you. And real quick, James, I don't know if you heard the podcast that Kristen was on before, it was
No.
a couple months ago now or something. That was the most inspiring one I've had, I feel like, as
Aw.
far as from me, because I mean, Lisa Traeger was on. I've got all these great comedians on that I've taken a little bit from, where I like learned something from. Where I'm like, oh, cool. Kristen, dude, does not. And comedians watching or listening, you know, which I hope there are some because maybe they'll get something out of this too. You don't prepare a set list at all.
Nothing.
She goes up there with nothing and like no plan of attack. And I know you don't write your jokes. I don't write my jokes either. I had the joke in my head and I write down a couple words, just like track titles on the back of an album cover.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I view all my jokes. I'll write down on my notepad like, all right, you're gonna do it'll just say hangover. It'll say like 10 fingers and toes. It'll say just little titles for each one.
Yeah.
But I'm not married to it. I'll go off, but I still go up there with an outline in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
You go up there with nothing.
Nothing.
Which is so impressive to me. But
Thank
also now that you're telling me that off stage, what I was wanting to get to, when you're done with the set and you crush,
Thank you.
there's no party that wants to kind of stand by the door and have people tell,
No.
really?
God,
maybe that's a male comedian
I
thing.
fucking hide like when I was on the road, especially. I get real. I mean, occasionally I get caught, you know, outside. Like this weekend at the Laugh Factory, after my set, I was sitting outside talking to this homeless dude that was there. It's my friend. So I was sitting there talking to him.
Does it do with the son that's in the military?
Yeah.
I know that guy, yeah.
Yeah. So we were sitting out there, and I was sitting on the ground smoking with him, and then all these people start coming out, and like they're talking to me or whatever, and I'm literally like couldn't be hiding anymore. I'm like up against this alley, you know, tucked away, just fucking.
You know who you are? You're Kurt Cobain.
What?
No, meaning that you love the stage, but you hate all the shit that comes with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels like you.
That's what I mean. But you know, I think it's just from. It's this weird thing. I'm like. Very insecure, but also like not insecure.
Tell everyone what happened to you after you opened for Kyle Kinane. What happened after the shows?
Oh man,
This was in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah, LaPorte.
LaPorte, up against the window.
Yeah, some women. You know, I got. That's the thing. That was crazy to me because I couldn't hide. After that, we all like went out, and normally I wouldn't, but I did, and I was sitting there and I was eating pizza in the lobby, and two women just came up and put their vaginas on the window, showed me their vaginas because I do a joke about my vagina. And then I got kissed by a woman.
Just straight up kissed you?
Straight up kissed me.
No consent.
Yeah,
See,
no
consent. At
consent.
least Nate Dogg had consent. I feel like Nate Dogg was like, right?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So that type of stuff, you know, it's nice. It would be worse if people, you know, when you have a bad set and nobody wants to look at you, that whole thing is worse. So
I almost want people to be like, dude, it wasn't that bad.
right.
I'm an attention whore with that stuff, and I think it's an ego thing with a lot of comedians though, because I
just get.
I love it. I like the.
I'm shy.
I like people
dude.
telling me I'm great after a set.
Nobody believes me when I
It's an
say
ego
that.
thing, I think.
But I am shy. In a lot of ways, I'm very, very shy. And then I'm also not shy, and I'm also like a fucking.
Yeah, because I would never call
bull.
you like an introvert. I would never
Right.
consider you that.
But I am at times. You know,
I would like to break it
I'm
down.
both,
where
man.
I'm trying to figure out why you could be as in your face as you are on stage, and then off stage be like, "Go away, everybody." I don't know. Is it because you go up there with no plan, and when you kill, you're like, "Wow, how did that happen? I had no plan, and it worked out." I mean,
I think it's because I think it's because I'm super raw up there, and then
raw's a great word. You should call us one of your specials raw.
yeah, that's never been done.
Oh, how about delirious? That might work.
No,
No,
that would never
motherfucker.
sell.
You motherfucker. Wasn't that the name of the one you were doing?
Yeah.
You
but
still
I
working on
changed-
that?
Yeah, so I did that 2 years ago. I get asked about this special every day, man.
I'm sorry.
And no, it's awesome because it happened 2 years ago, and it's like you're the second person today to ask me about it, which is amazing because I never released it, and people are asking about it all the time. But yeah, I did that, and I paid for that with my own money, and then I kept it, and now I have it. but I want to do like a before and after. So I'm working on the after, but I have to be, because that was like right before my marriage fell apart, and I was super angry with myself, and I took it out on just, I was fucking raw up there big time. I said shit that I never said before, and I had no plan, even though I had spent all these thousands of dollars
on cameras
and everything, and I still didn't know what the fuck I was
But
going to
that's
say.
you, though. That's why I love you just want to put out the best version of yourself. So many comedians are obsessed with trying to get like a TV set, but their material and the way they are does not work for a TV set.
Right.
I used to do that all the time.
I never wanted that.
I think I mentioned this before, so I'm being redundant for the people who've been longtime listeners, that I feel like I wasted a year of time in LA trying to formulate, because there is a formula to these late night spots. If you watch any late night spot on Conan or whatever, so many of them have like, they open with like, oh, I look like this, or whatever introductory joke that you could see as the viewer, like, oh, that's a fat guy talking about being fat, or this is you know what I mean, like, or I'm half this, those style of jokes, which I never had before. Because when you're, amazing and awesome, there's no self-deprecation. You know what I'm saying? But and then I tried to force those. So I'm like, I could write one, and I did, but they were just fine. And I probably wasn't performing it with any real passion, because I was just like, this is just some bullshit thing that I came up with so I could get this thing that I think I want, because it's validation. I think that's really why we all want it as comedians, because of the validation.
Well,
because as a comedian, when you tell people I'm doing this, people are like, well, that's fucking crazy,
I think people want that because you feel like that's what you have to do,
It is a nice credit, and I'm not knocking people who do it. I would still like to do it, but I want to do it more on my terms. I don't want to sell a version of myself that doesn't really exist.
Well, that was my whole thing, is like, why would I want to work to get that and then have people be introduced to me in a way that is not even representing myself?
Yeah.
So then if they did like it, then they're going to be disappointed when they see what I really do. And if they don't like it, then it's like, well, they're not liking something that isn't me. Like, if you're not going to like me, I want you to at least see what the fuck I do.
Yeah.
And then if you don't like it, then you don't like it. There's plenty of other shit you can watch.
Totally true.
But I don't want to, I learned that early on because I had a terrible gig where I had to write roast jokes for this old Jewish man's birthday, and it was like not even me. I was trying to do
it doesn't sound like your demographic.
Yeah, I was trying to do what I thought needed to be done so I could get paid, and when I bombed my dick off, and then when I left, I like fucking cried, and I felt like I felt like a whore, dude. I felt like that was such bullshit, because if I would have just done my shit and it didn't work, then I would have been like, nah, fuck it.
You could sleep at night.
Right. But because I went and I tried to do what I thought they would want and it didn't work, I fucking felt filthy, man. I was like, ooh, I couldn't even, like, I didn't want the check. I still cash the check, but I didn't want the check, So that was a lesson I learned early on, that I was just like, I don't want somebody that's going to like that version of me anyway.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to like me, I want them to not like what I want to do.
But that's what's the beautiful thing about the internet right now. And I think I was talking to you about this not that long ago. Like, there's aspects of social media I can't stand. I don't know if it's really moving society anywhere, but it's not going anywhere, And the analogy came to me from someone. I didn't think of this. Someone else was saying that, maybe I read it. To hate social media now would be like being in radio in the 50s and hating television. Like, television is the new thing. So either get on board or you're going to get left behind. The internet and social media is here.
Yeah.
And what is cool about it is you can kind of circumvent the gatekeepers and create your own shit, which I know which is why you've recently did a website and you're starting up a podcast.
We're doing that.
Which we're going to talk about the podcast you're going to start up soon. We're definitely going to plug that. And I look at a guy like, obviously Joe Rogan got fame in the 90s off of being on news radio, and he was a stand-up for years. He put in the work and everything like that. Fear Factor. Yeah. So when he started his podcast, obviously he had enough of a name where it could get him going right away. But then there are other people who started from nothing and got real big. And what I love about fucking shit right now, if you work your ass off and build up your following, it creates all sorts of opportunities. Joey Diaz, and I'm sure you're a fan of James.
I love him.
Joey Coco Diaz, the guy's great. By the way, he is a great... Talking about like positive thought and stuff like that. That dude's Twitter feed is hilarious.
Do you follow his Instagram?
I don't follow his Instagram. I got it on his Instagram's good.
Instagram right
his Twitter
now,
cracks
dude.
me up, man. He'll like, it'll be like, It's Monday morning. You're walking in with a big dick and a smile. Like, you know,
I love
it's
him.
Wednesday. You tell those motherfuckers who's boss. Like,
He's
you know what I mean?
everybody's
He's like-
uncle, man.
Yeah,
he's the good
basi-
uncle.
Yes, he's basically
Yeah.
telling everyone, "Hey, I believe in you, kick ass." You know, it's great. He just signed a deal with ABC. They're gonna, or no, not ABC, Fox. He signed a deal with ABC. Would be a weird choice for Joey Diaz. It's like a family network. He signed a deal with Fox to like create a sitcom around him.
Nice.
Guy's 56.
Yeah, he's the best.
So
man.
whenever there are comics out there who are just like, I don't know, I thought I'd get this by this and this by this by this, I go, stop living your fucking life on some made up timeline that
yeah.
that doesn't exist for anyone.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about comedy is that we almost get better with age. Where music, which people say every comedian wants to be a rock star, and sometimes I think it'd be way easier. You know what I mean? Just to be a fucking
and
like
every
front
rock
man.
star wants to be a comedian.
And every rock star wants to be a comedian. Which you ever been to a concert where the lead singer tries to make jokes and you're like, shut the fuck up, dude.
yeah.
You're not funny. Although Billy Joel was hilarious. I saw Billy Joel once, and he told some good stories.
Yeah,
He's a good
some of
storyteller.
them are good at that.
Some of them are good storytellers.
Good banter.
Yeah. But they get worse. Some of them. Like Neil Diamond was just wording his songs at the end.
Yeah.
We're coming to America. Like, or they would word it and then sing the last word. I'm like, dude,
Oh.
you're still not singing. It's
Yeah.
fine. We know Paul McCartney can't sing anymore.
Really?
He can't. Not really. His voice sounds like shit. Am I being an asshole? Like, have
I
you
mean,
heard Paul
yeah,
McCartney
You're
lately?
talking shit about Paul
McCartney is a legend. I would love to meet the man. He was actually at the Improv in Hollywood the night before or the night after. I did a set like on a Wednesday. That Thursday he was there, and a bunch of comics got pictures with him. Said he was the coolest dude in the world.
Yeah.
He took funny pictures with him in the bathroom. Like, it was
Man.
hilarious. Like, and he's a Beatle, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I've
mean,
never
what are you
gotten
gonna do?
starstruck. I think I'd get starstruck if I saw Paul McCartney. I shook Robin
Yes,
Williams'
you
hand.
would.
Didn't even like worry. But like
Who?
Robin Williams, I shook his hand
Really?
once. Yeah. I'm trying to think of that. Someone was asking me the most famous people I've ever
Steve
met.
Martin walked in on me in the bathroom,
Get the fuck out.
and I almost fucking died.
Were you bird bathing, or was this or was toilet paper in play?
No, dude. So I was backstage at SNL, and I had I was putting concealer on, so I was all like tiger striped up, and it's a co-ed or gender neutral bathroom, and so I'm standing there by the sink, and the door opens, and it's Steve Martin wearing a fedora, and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I'm like, "No, it's co-ed," which is not the right term.
Yeah.
Idiot. So then
It'd be great if he came in like wild and crazy
no,
guy then.
he fucking Pink Panthered in. He goes, "Oh, okay. Well, in that case," and then he like Pink Panthers in, and then I'm like,
Were you like, let me see that dick?
"No,"
Come on.
I was like,
Steve Martin. You want to see Steve Martin's dick?
I'm trying to tell you what the fuck.
I'm
I did.
sorry.
So then he Pink Panthers in, and then I realized like I'm gonna hear Steve Martin piss. And I fucking flipped out, and I go, "I'll leave." Like, and I just grabbed all my shit was on the fucking counter, like I own the place. And I'm like, "I'll leave," and then I just bailed out.
He was probably thinking, why'd she invite me in if she was going to skedaddle like
Right, but because I don't know. I was on one that night. I was fucking out of my mind. 2
Were you
minutes
high?
later, I was smoking a vape,
that? Oh.
and Robert De Niro walked by and made eye contact with me.
Is he
while
short? I
was
heard
hitting
he's really short.
it.
Robert
Do
De
you
Niro?
think I was I was
I don't know.
stunned. I
That's a
couldn't
guy
believe it.
move. Every time I hear about a celebrity, I go, how tall is that guy? Am I taller than him? I want to know if I'm
Craziest night
taller
of
than
my
him.
life. Craziest night of my
That would hearing Steve Martin piss, and
Walking
then
in on me with
Robert De Niro.
my makeup all jacked up. The last person I expect to see, it's Steve Martin. He wasn't even on the show.
Have you been to the Laugh Factory in Hollywood?
Yes.
You know that back staircase, like by the
Yes.
bar and that staircase, people go upstairs. I was walking down it, and Miley Cyrus was walking up. And you know how narrow that staircase is?
Yeah.
And I wasn't paying attention. So I was like walking down there. I look up because a person's coming, and she smiled at me. Very beautiful in person, all teeth. I've never, and now think about it, that woman is just a mouthful, just the biggest teeth you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, she smelled nice too. I got a little whiff of Miley as I walked down the stairs.
Miley.
Because she was, and then that dude, the big dude, I think she was dating him at the time. The hell's his name?
One of
He's
those
in,
Hemsworths.
No, I think she had just broken up with him, or maybe she wasn't dating the guy. Maybe she was just there with him. Crap, I just knocked the table. The guy who was like the dude was big. That dude was like 6'5" or something like that. He was in True Blood.
Scars.
You know, Joe something. Is it Joe Scar something or other?
Alexander Skarsgård.
No, it's not Alexander Skarsgård. That guy's not 6'5". Anyway,
Yeah, he is.
that dude that
Or
big?
The big blonde.
No, the dude, the hunky guy.
Liam Hemsworth.
Not fucking Liam Hemsworth. He's not in True Blood.
The wolf guy.
I think he's the wolf in True Blood. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The
I
wolf
don't
in
know
True
what
Blood. He
his
was in
name
some
is.
episodes of How I Met Your Mother.
Joe Manganiello.
Joe Manganiello. Thank you. It sounded like an Italian name you were saying, so I went with it. I knew Joe was the first name. Anyway, that dude walked by. They were there to see Dane Cook. They were friends with him.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
And
on
then
the
Maria
cereal.
Shriver was there. Maybe the Hemsworth guy was, because Miley was with someone who knew Maria Shriver, and she was there too. It was weird. My first night in LA, my wife and I were just driving around. We saw some burger place, and we're like, let's just go with her. And while we were in there eating, Law and Order SVU was on, and I don't know why I remember that. And then as we walked to our car, this woman says, "Oh, are you leaving?" Because it was a small parking lot. And I'm like, "Yeah, you could have it." We both get in the car, and I look at my wife and go, "You know who the fuck that was?" She's like, "Oh my God, yeah." It was Mariska Hargitay, who we were just watching on TV.
Isn't that crazy?
It was trippy.
Weird.
That was the trippier one. And she looked better
synchronicity.
in person than on TV. She's like 52, looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, "Thanks." The way she said thanks, I could tell she was
She's
like, "Maybe you two
beautiful.
should stick around and we could see what happens." When I was younger, I was under the impression that Hollywood was just one big gangbang. Because when I was a kid, I would stay up late and watch like Letterman and Leno.
Yeah.
And I noticed they always gave the woman, like it was an actress as the guest, they gave him a kiss. And I'm like, that's weird to me because I was like 7. And I remember thinking, they're all sleeping with each other. Even as a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old, I'm like, everyone's banging each other in that city.
Really?
And then you get there and it's just everyone's going home early because they got to wake up at 4 a.m. to work out like Mark Wahlberg. That dude wakes up at 4 a.m. to work out.
I've seen him.
Really?
Sometimes I get inspired and I want to do that. And then I'm just like, but I got to wake up with my son at 6:30. So wouldn't it be insane? How much of a super day would I be if I woke up 2 hours before he woke up to work
You can
out?
do it, man.
You think I could do it?
You
couldn't.
can not only can you do that, you can not drink for 31 days in a row.
I believe I could not drink for 31 days in a row. It's the choice, though. What 31-day stretch could I do it? Maybe February 1st to like the March 2nd or something.
Make it
I'll
your
do
own.
that.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
There you
Although the Super Bowl's in February. So there's
See?
always a date.
I
That's
knew
what we did with this society. We were too smart with it, America. We put a big kick-ass day in every month.
Yeah.
Can't skip March. You got St. Patrick's Day. April, opening day.
Yeah.
May, Cinco de Mayo. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, right?
Come on.
June, it's nice weather out. Fucking patio season.
Yeah. Baseball games.
Right? July, 4th of July.
Yeah. August. Nothing's happening. in
Nothing's
August.
happening in August, really,
You
I
can't
guess.
even lie.
Mm,
August is the only month.
I guess August. Maybe next August. August 2019, everyone. Kilgallon's going to clean himself up for a month. I could do it that way. Any action from Facebook Live?
We got Farad's talking to us.
Oh,
He
yeah,
wants
what's
to
he
hear
up
more
to?
SNL backstage stories.
Oh, they want to hear more of
Oh.
that? Yeah, let's see. You got any more inside dope on that?
Yeah.
I met, I said hi to Chris Rock, but he just looked at me because he was talking to Chris Red, who's our friend.
Yeah.
And
Our boy, we
he-
saw him last Wednesday at COSK's 10-year anniversary show.
Yes,
Which thanks
was
to everyone who came out to
amazing.
that. 2 sold-out shows. It was great. Everyone crushed.
Yeah, it was great.
Not everyone, but most people did.
My sets are
I'm joking.
my
Everyone
sets
did
are
great.
posted on my website if you want to hear. And Chris Rock was talking to Chris Red and said, he goes, I was out of my mind that night. He goes, I only talk to funny people. That's what he said to Chris Red. And so I said, hi, right after that.
That's a good line, I feel
a
like.
fucking
You should have been
asshole.
like, Kristen Toomey, how the hell are you? That would have been a good move.
So he literally looked at me and went, and like walked away, and I was like, I'm a fucking idiot, dude.
I don't know, James. I think that's a solid line.
No, you shot your shot, dude. That's a good play.
Is
That
it?
was a good play.
It didn't work out, but anyway.
I don't
better than
know.
doing
Maybe he was
nothing.
fucking with you back.
No, he was like, who the fuck are you? I think he was just shocked that I said that.
Maybe
And
he's not
I
used
was
to-
shocked that I said that, frankly. It just kind of came out. Just
What did Chris Red say then?
nothing.
he was
He was probably like, to me, what are you doing, dude?
probably like, I'm talking to Chris Rock here. Do
Yeah,
not
like, why
interrupt."
are you messing this up for
No,
me?
I don't know. I think if I were Chris Rock, I would have thought that was charming because he overhears someone say, "I only talk to funny people." Then here comes someone going, "Well, you got to talk to me now."
Yeah.
I would have been like, "Oh, I like that moxie." I don't know.
I don't
Maybe he didn't hear you, or maybe you were
No,
so
he looked
stoned
right-
you said something weird.
No, I said,
How'd you say hi?
okay, so
were you like, "Hi"?
You say, I only talk to funny people. I'll recreate it.
I only talk to funny people.
Hi.
Yeah, he was right to do that. No, I'm kidding. No, you were fine. I'm joking. You were fine. I think that was lovely. I would have laughed it off though.
Hi. Maybe it was hi, like
I
that.
know.
It was cute. I put a little cuteness on it, and it did not work. Anyway.
I don't know.
Maybe.
And then that high just hung in the balance.
Yeah, then he just like stared at me for a second and then walked away.
He didn't even say bye to Chris. Chris
No.
Red. Just, all right, man. I don't know. I don't think that's making Chris Rock any more popular.
Well, I don't know.
All right. Well, we were talking about the law of attraction a little bit. I'm going to
Yeah, my
circle back
special.
to that. Yes, but also you're talking about your special, which so I like the idea. So you're going to want to record another thing,
Yeah, so I'm going to do before and after and then release them together.
like a double album.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope because I can't think of a comedian doing that.
Right. And it's going to be so different,
2
because-
hours of material. Bam, right there.
Yeah, yeah. And also, that was like such a time capsule of the right before my marriage really came apart and everything sort of happened. And it was really, I'm so different now even from who I was then. That was just 2 years ago. So I think just comparing the two side by side, maybe intercutting them, I'm not sure yet. But it'll be
It's definitely a lot you
difference.
could do with it. Intercutting could be something
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to my buddy Nate Craig. He released
I
an
love
album.
him.
He's the best. He released an album called Preferred Customer recently, which you guys could check out on iTunes and Spotify, Pandora. I'm sure it's on everywhere you could get comedy albums. His opening to that might be my favorite opening I've ever heard to an album. It's the God mic, and he's doing a whole God mic thing where he's talking to the people listening to it in the future. He says, I just want to let you know that we're thinking about you. Even though you're not here right now, we're thinking about you. Because the whole idea is when you make an album, you're thinking about who's going to listen to it in the future. Yeah. And he goes, and he talks to them. And he does. I can't even do it justice. But guys, seriously, check it out. It's it's opening track. You can hear it for free. But buy the album though. It's that. I'm not kidding. It's that
What's
good.
it called?
Preferred Customer. But the opening is so fucking good and so original. It made me so jealous and it made me think, oh man, now I don't have to, but it makes you think about. It's an album. You don't have to do the standard shit. You could do something different because it lives on the album. You know what I mean? Like, so because of that, I'm trying to think what different ways could I do stuff, but I don't really. I thought about the double album thing, but I don't know.
I don't plan anything.
You don't, yeah.
And so you're talking about manifesting, right? That was the next thing. And I believe in that, and I have a very vague way of doing that. Whereas like I don't plan on I don't think I've planned anything.
Well, that's
ever.
So you live in the moment though, but like a lot of law of attraction type stuff is planning. Write down your goals. The idea is, so if you want to lose weight, some people say write down the weight you want to be, put that on your fridge. Every day when you see that number, you go, all right, I'm gonna shut the fridge. I don't need that cupcake that's in there, whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, refrigerating a cupcake is underrated. I used to get Hostess cupcakes thrown in the refrigerator. They kept them a little bit more cold. Where if you have them out, depending on the room temperature, just doesn't have a crispness to the chocolate. The frosting is a little, I like a little bit of the coldness to it. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyhow, though, so there is some to that. But how you do it? What do you do? Just visualize?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You told me something crazy too, that you visualize everyone hating you.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
That
I'm
seems
trying
like
to
the
come out
law
of
of
that now.
unattraction.
No, that was something that I was doing for real, and I'm coming out of it now because, I just imagined all my heroes hating me, and everyone hating me, and sort of I was having like this imposter syndrome big time, where I was feeling like everything was sort of like Truman Show and like a joke, and that I wasn't good at comedy, that everything was being paid. Like people were being paid to laugh. People were being paid to like book me.
I don't get paid to laugh. I do get paid to protest though. All the time. All the time I do.
For real, man. It was like a real thing that I was feeling. So it was, not a fun thing, but
I feel like you're not thinking that now though.
I don't know.
The last few weeks I've seen you, I feel like you've got a pep to your step.
I do.
I feel like you're like, I got my own place. I got this job
yeah.
I like. I've been crushing on stage.
Yeah.
I'm headlining a club in Canada. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you got this website out. You're creating content. I feel like you do have a plan, but your plan involves some chaos to it, which I feel like works for you.
Yeah, I'm
So whatever you do,
chaos,
keep doing
dude.
it because
I have
you're
no
doing
order
great.
in my life, but I'm trying to, like I did laundry yesterday.
That's big.
I'm going to a job.
By the way, I like how you left that hanging. Like I did laundry yesterday. Fucking pat my back right now. Yeah, all right.
No,
Good for
because
you
that's
as an
like
adult,
a
30-something-year-old woman with children. Nice job doing laundry. Great.
Because I'm just I am chaotic all the time. And that's the thing is like I'm trying to add a little order to the chaos.
Isn't that what chaos theory is? Patterns forming out of randomness. That's like a thing, chaos theory. So
Yeah,
even though
I mean,
you
that
think it's
happens.
chaos, there's an actual
Right,
pattern
there's a
to it.
method
There's
to
an
my madness.
There you go, method to your madness. I
But-
like that. It's a good term.
But I would never acknowledge the method because then it would ruin everything.
See, I used to have a thing where I didn't want to. I hated when people called comedians artists. Because in my head, I'm like, artists are painters. That's art. We're
No.
comedians. I felt it was a different thing. I don't know. I didn't want to call comedians artists because I felt like it takes it too serious. I thought to myself, if I ever said out loud I'm an artist, I'd want to fucking punch myself in the face.
Yeah,
There's certain things where I'm just like, no, I'm a guy who tells jokes. That's what that is. And I know it's an art form.
Yeah.
It would definitely be filed under that according to the dictionary. But anything that took it too serious, I didn't like, because to me, this was like this fun dream job, regardless of how much money you get. It's
Right.
this cool privilege that you get
It
to do
is.
this. It's a crazy thing that
it's
it's
the
even
fucking
that it's
luckiest
even
thing in
that
the
it's
world.
even a fucking thing is crazy.
It's crazy,
Right?
And it's the best thing ever.
that this is even a
Dude,
thing.
we get to
that
fucking-
live streaming a podcast
Yeah, this is pretty good too.
out of this awesome new studio, that's even a thing, is amazing too.
You know what I
You
was
know?
thinking the other day is like, I was thinking about something that, was making me, I wanted to like bitch about something, and then I thought, it's like my job to get up there and bitch. Like a woman who gets paid not even just a woman, but just because that's what I am. Like
Yes.
to get up, and if something pisses me off, I can get up there and talk about it on stage and get paid.
Well, so let's
to
talk.
talk
That's a
about
perfect
it.
segue into
It's the most
the
beautiful
podcast you
thing
want
in
to
the
do.
world.
It is nuts. I love that. Like I was telling you guys a story about how on the ride over to a show, I remember having this thought, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do that tonight. I could just go up there and spew my bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. Let me
As
say
long
hi to
as
some
people
people
are
real quick.
happy.
Britt M. Slayton, the more you know. Thanks for that shit. Galway Bay, drink that Jack, you cunt. I love that. Patty Houlihan says, sounds great. Loving the high-tech camera work. Spontaneous dumps are not that fun, Joe. People are talking about the dumps. Britt said, the more you know. I think it was in regard to your bird bathing. Dana, my agent,
And mine.
and yours, both of our agents. How about
Yeah.
that shit? Stuart Talent, what's up? You going to the holiday party?
Yeah, I
I'm
am.
looking forward to that.
Don't have a plus one.
She asked if we're doing witchcraft, probably because of the candle situation.
Oh.
I realize. I didn't notice that. What else? A platter puss on the window. That's a shout out to your joke
Hey.
from Faraz. So thanks for that, buddy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Danny Leone, tell the story when we got wasted on New Year's Eve and you puked in my bathtub. That's true. My friend Danny Leone on Y2K, when
Ooh.
99 turned into year 2000,
Yeah.
we took a bottle of Jack and didn't know what to mix it with because we were 14 going on 15,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought apple juice made sense. That was a horrific mistake, in which I did a lot of vomiting, and I think I passed out with my pants around my ankle. And,
Oh,
I
man.
was 14, probably had a little shitty flaccid dick just lying around on the floor there. You know what I mean? Like, passed out drunk is not the best image for yourself,
Y2K.
right? Y2K indeed. All right there. Now it's good, though. If I pass out drunk now, people are like, solid dick. I like that dick. But, at 14, I wasn't there yet. Anyhow, though. And your podcast is going to be called
I'm upset.
I'm Upset. So now
Yeah.
you got another. That's what's fucking great. And you and I were talking about Joe Rogan's podcast earlier.
Mm-hmm. I love
And
it.
it made me think about, because he's kind of like laying down the blueprint for podcasting in a way where to chase his was be insane. You got to do your own thing, obviously. I do like the free form of his, so maybe that made me, because I used to do sports ones, which I still do, a baseball one. And I love
Yeah.
talking sports, but we can talk sports right now. What's cool about Pub Talk is you do whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
But James also is a fan, and we were talking about how
I wouldn't
the
go very
people,
far because I don't know much about sports. It'd be
No, that's fine.
a lesson, really.
Yeah. Are you putting dead skin into the candle wax
No,
now?
That's wax.
So you're getting wax on your fingers, and now it's going into the candle.
Yeah, it's just going back where it came from.
Can you stop doing gross shit around me, for the love of God? Dude, I
Dude,
saw her
I'm fucking
on,
gross.
on the
man.
you are on the Wednesday,
What do
last
you want from me?
Wednesday. I was walking across the street to go into Timothy O'Toole's, where comedians you should know is, and Kristen was like yelled out the window at me because she was waiting to turn left. I saw some parking spots because there's one strip of downtown where the block is free to park.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not naming what streets because I don't
No,
want
don't
that.
give it
I'm not
away.
giving that shit away because this is like a fucking it's like a beautiful mecca. It's this oasis of free parking.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I didn't trust it.
You didn't. Most
No.
people don't when I tell them. So I hopped in your car. I go, wait a minute. I run back across the street while you're in the middle of the left turn lane, get in the car. And as you're parking, you say, I hope this tampon holds up because I'm going to be in some trouble during this show. And I'm just like, cool, great. All right, I'm going to run ahead of you now because I don't want to walk side by side.
Well, Marty
Not
put
that
me
bad.
in a big box. Our friend Marty DeRosa put me in a big box. And he was like, I'm going to throw you in that box. And
It's
I'm
a toy
like, don't,
drive
because on my
box.
period, you're going to fucking squeeze me. You can squeeze.
If you
squeeze
give
my
a woman a
blood
bear
out.
hug, real quick, if you give a woman a
Squeeze
bear
my
hug on her
blood
period, does blood come out?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That-
Come on.
Man, we got to be nicer to women, man.
Right.
This is...
I said, don't. You're going to squeeze the blood out.
Every time I hang
And
out
then
with one of
he
my
still
female
did,
friends, I
and
learn
then he
something new.
left me in the fucking box. I couldn't get out because the box is like 4 foot tall, and I'm only 5 foot, so I was up to my head. And then
Why don't you just like push
then
the
I'd
box
have
over?
Jim Flanagan. I almost would have had to if
Is that
it
an
was
empty
after
box?
hours. It had some coats in it for a coat drive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't want to get blood on fucking... These poor homeless people are going to have period blood
I know.
all over their new coats.
I know.
Their
And
new
so
old coats.
I had to have Jim Flanagan come over and lift me out, and I'm like, dude, I might get blood on you, but you got to get me out of this
You weren't
box.
wearing a skirt. I've never seen you in a skirt. I'm sure you've worn
I
one
used to
before.
wear 'em. Used to wear barn dresses.
Well, it's too cold in the winter. I don't know. I don't understand people wearing skirts in this weather. It's about a foot of snow outside in Chicago, everybody.
Yeah, but I am gross. I was telling.
No, you own it, though, so that's why you're not gross. Everyone's gross, though.
No, but I'm a
Not
gross
everyone.
dude. Like, I don't care.
You just took gum off the desk, put it back in your mouth. Anything else you want to reveal to us there, Kristen?
Whatever, man. Yeah, I don't know. I have chewed up gum in my purse. I'm a pig.
Okay. I got more questions, but I don't want to go down that route. What's your
What?
apartment like?
Clean?
Is it clean? You keep a clean
Yeah.
apartment? That's
Because
good.
I don't like buy shit.
You don't.
like-
Yeah, clearly you don't buy toilet paper.
I don't
but
eat
like,
there.
you got Pledge in the home?
Yeah, I
Pledge is
clean.
underrated.
I clean. I have lilac stuff. Smells nice in there.
I like a lavender.
It's
scent.
not like gross like that. I'm just gross like you know. Well, you've seen me. I'm gross in this way.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't have like filth around. I'm just free.
You are. You're a free spirit in that
Yeah,
sense.
in that way.
Do you shave your armpits?
Yes.
Okay.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on, man.
It's a fair question. I like how you immediately went like to raise up, like I would see.
Like I want to show you.
Yeah. Okay.
And I smell good. I don't fucking
No,
like,
I've never.
not
You've never not
weird.
smelled bad around me. You've always smelled well.
right.
Smelled well? Did I say that right? Smelled
Like
well.
my ar-
Smelled good? You can't say smelled well there? No. Because of the rhyme or just because it's incorrect English?
like I'm not like
I feel like well is correct most of the time. You
And I-
speak well. You don't speak
I
good.
shave my legs. I shave.
That's good. I would hope so. And I like how you showed me a leg that's covered in pant and sock. I shave my leg. It's like I shave my pubes. I just
I'm
fucking
very
do a
pale.
swing at you.
I need
Oh, no one's
self-tanner.
more pale than me. I'll put you to shame with the whiteness.
We're so Irish.
Yeah, we were talking about Joe Rogan because earlier we were saying that like that dude. Do you ever feel like totally misunderstood? Because I feel like why you two are laughing? You two are laughing. You guys are right. I know why Kristen's got that look on her face because we were talking about this before the podcast, and I said I'll bring it up to remember it, and Kristen's like it's not gonna be as good because it's not
Because
gonna.
I don't like
come off.
talking about shit I've already said.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
Go
No, we were
ahead.
just
Let's
saying
pretend like
that,
we haven't
like,
said it.
That dude, I like him because I think he's pretty independently with his views. You know what I mean? But like the people who hate him, I always try to think why they hate him, and I think they hate him because he looks like he's a fucking big dude who likes MMA.
Right.
Or if he was some fucking little pussy
if he
guy who
looked
liked comic
different.
books. Not that guys who like comic books are pussies. I know a lot of dudes who like comic books that aren't. But like, I'm just saying, you know, they put him in a box. I'm putting their fucking style of person in a box too, right? A guy who wears scarves, which by the way, fucking overrated. A scarf. It's annoying. If you got a good coat, you don't need a scarf.
Three scarves make a coat.
Is that a saying?
For me, I think so.
Have you heard that one before, James?
No, because
I
I
feel
made
like
it up.
three
But I
scarves
made it up
make-
last year.
No.
So it's a callback to my
Have you ever
life.
seen someone wearing gloves, a scarf, but a t-shirt? I've seen that
Me,
look. Is that you? That's who the
motherfucker.
fuck I've seen?
Yeah.
Take the scarf off.
No,
Why are
I
you
got
putting the
3
scarf on?
scarves make a coat.
Unless you're covering a hickey, there's no need to have a scarf on your neck.
I
it
like
just seems
scarves.
useless. It's stupid. We're not in Europe. We got coats that come up to your neck. The scarf. I've never heard someone being like, if only he had a scarf, he wouldn't have been frostbite. Like it just seems like useless.
You got a lot
Like,
of
earmuffs
nerves
are
on your neck,
stupid,
man.
too.
You
Well,
ever
women
been
wear
punched in the
earmuffs.
neck?
Have I ever gotten punched in the neck? No, I've not. That would
Well,
suck. I feel like you protect the neck.
Right.
It's hard
That's
to take
why
a
you
shot
get a
to the
scarf.
neck without.
Same reason you don't want to get punched in the neck is why you wear a scarf.
It's for
man.
padding.
Because you got a lot of nerves on your neck.
All right. I never heard the nerves on the neck thing.
You got a hood on your neck right now.
Yeah, which is why I don't need a scarf. I don't have to look like some kind of pompous ass with a scarf.
No.
Anyway, so Rogan, though, I feel like they would like his views because he believes in like a thing called a universal basic income, which is a new thing that a lot of high-tech capitalists even believe in. Because like it or not, people, the more high-tech, the less jobs they're going to be. So the idea is this one really smart dude who wants to, this guy's like a billionaire. I think he's going to run for Congress out of Oregon or somewhere. Anyway, he's proposing it where it's like everyone will get $1,000 a month. And it'll actually save money on other subsidies that give out to people. And that's the exact number where it wouldn't be where people just would live off of that. Because you couldn't live off of that. So it wouldn't like discourage. Because a lot of people go, if you give people money, it's going to discourage them from where's the incentive to actually work if they're getting the money? But they did like a test where it's like, that's the number. Also, we already have a state in the union that does that. If you live in Alaska, you get about $3,000 a month from the government.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Take off your taxes then or whatever. But but to get, if everyone was giving that $1,000 base a month, not only that, but people could be more creative. People would be like, oh, this extra 1,000 helps me out so much. Now I could work a little bit less, use that to pay my bills. Yeah. And then I could work on this side business I've always wanted to do, a side project. And that $1,000 a month is going to go back into the economy and get taxed out anyway. Mm-hmm. But with automation, I like how every asshole was like, oh, with McDonald's is going to automation now. They're going to have like robots because everyone wanted to hire minimum wage. So fuck you, poor people. They got... As if that wasn't already in the works. Mm. That's been at grocery stores for like 10 years now, the self-checkout. And these people act like, oh, no, McDonald's did this because 2 years ago everyone wanted to hire minimum wage. You don't think that was – no one from McDonald's corporate was walking around a grocery store going, oh, we could do this too, easily. So – and I don't like how people are happy about that too. Like you want to keep dealing with robots? Like robots don't fuck up? You ever been at the self-checkout? Or it's like, put the item in the basket. The fucking item's in the basket, you fucking bitch. How are you this fucking stupid, you slutty-ass robot? Like, you know, I've done that. Like, I remember one time I just said, this woman came over to show me how to do it. I go, no, you do it. I got mad. I go, you do it. And I know Bill Burr's got this great joke. I'm not ripping that off. But it's a thing that people have dealt with, and it's going to happen in fast food places. And the thing about capitalism, which I do believe in a lot of capitalism, because there's a lot of great to capitalism, I just think don't profit off of fucking people being sick. Yeah. Don't profit off of disease. That asshole with the EpiPen who was like, oh, let's charge $1,000 for that, even though it used to cost $30. So you got poor people who were fucking, or not even poor people, middle-class people. People who should be doing just fine by any standards in any other country, but America decides, oh, you're sick, go fuck yourself. This little thing you need to live, we're going to jack up the price. Right. Which is bullshit. Profit off of everything else but that, and let's educate people because that rises everybody up, and then you're better off in an educated society than an uneducated society. Right. Everything else makes as much profit as you fucking want. I'm for it. I do it. I'm a comedian. I would love it like if all my shows were sold out and that money went back toward me. Yeah. I believe in that. Yeah. And also be pro-union. I don't get people who are like kissing corporations' ass, and now they're also like against unions. I go, what the fuck? Corporations like a group of owners, unions a group of workers. I don't get how you can be pro one and anti the other than you're a dick. That's essentially it.
I agree.
You're right. I go on rants. I go a little ranty on that.
No, I like that.
That's
though.
Economics.
I agree with that.
099 by Joe Kilgallon. Which
I feel like
it's not even a college accredited course.
Machines.
Anything below 100 is not college accredited, I think.
I think machines are going to cause a bigger problem than McDonald's.
Well, no, McDonald's is my favorite example. But with the machines, Sean Flannery, great comedian, had this post 4 or 5 years ago now. I think it was like in 2014, so 4 years ago. Where when Instagram sold for like 1.5 billion, and at Kodak's height was 1.5 billion, like the most they were worth at like their height of Kodak film. Yeah, Kodak employed 140,000 people at their height. Instagram employed 55.
That's crazy,
and they were worth the same.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way the more technology gets efficient. Look, I don't go to the bank anymore. I deposit a check on my phone. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. I mean, I know I said at the grocery store I want a person there because, you know, there should be some service involved. But it is easier to deposit a check. So, and ATMs put out bank tellers before the app did. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's an economic theory destroy to create. Like, oh, we're building ATMs, but now we have to hire ATM operators to fix them when they break and all that. I get all that. That's great. But the more and more that happens, the less and less the pool gets. Instead of having 6 bank tellers, you go there, there's 1 or 2 now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you don't need that many. Those 4 people that are out of work that used to be there, they're not all getting jobs as ATM. You don't need that many.
Right.
So you still are losing jobs. But the idea is you're creating other avenues, which is why even if you're not a pothead, you should be for marijuana legalization because it's just another revenue stream. It's a new industry. Exactly. You need more industry.
Mm-hmm.
So all these people who are like jerking off for a past that never really existed, where it's like the dad worked and the mom stayed at home and they owned a house and 2 kids and a car and a driveway and all that.
Yeah,
because unions were strong back then. Unions were super strong. It was like 60% of Americans were in unions, and now it's like 20% or something. And it used to be a guy with a $40,000 a year job could take care of all that. That doesn't exist anymore, and a lot of that is because of the greed of capitalism. So as much as I do like capitalism, I think it needs to be checked big time. There needs to be fucking regulations. These people who think get rid of all regulations, that's why the fucking E. coli and lettuce is being taken off the shelves because we deregulated the people who are checking that. There used to be people who were like checking, is this good lettuce? They deregulated that to help farmers, which really meant they don't have to fucking, you know what I mean?
You know what's crazy to me is that in a country of 350 million people, 13 people get sick, and we pull every fucking head of lettuce off the shelves. That seems like
it seems like an overreaction.
Yeah. Seems a bit weird.
You think they'd be able to just check it on the shelf, but I feel like unbelievably like they can't for whatever reason.
It just seems like a fucking, I don't know, and then it's like all over the news. It's like a big deal. It's like, all right, well, we're talking about 13 people out of 350 million people. Doesn't that seem weird?
It's just, I think the health risk is there must be lawsuits to it, right? If you're getting E. coli and you buy it at Jewel, shouldn't you have it?
I don't know. It just reminds me of like
a TV screen back there. That's dope.
Keep going, Kristen.
Sorry.
That Ebola. Remember the Ebola?
Ebola was a different thing.
I know.
E. coli sounds like that. But
no, I know it's a different thing.
Everyone was freaking out about flying.
No, I'm talking about like, I know it's a different thing.
I know you knew that.
There was one person. Remember we watched that one person. They kept looping the story of her getting in a hazmat suit off the plane, and they kept looping the footage of that over and over for like fucking 12 hours of her going from the plane, being escorted in the hazmat suit. And it was like the fucking, like what was that alien movie where the bacteria goes onto the shuttle and fucking kills everybody, and it's like this little petri dish.
Spider-Man 3.
Sure.
No. Oh, petri dish. Oh, no. What is that?
It just came out.
Was it called Life?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that one. I was thinking
It
about
was like
how Venom was in outer space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
All right.
Symbiotes, yeah.
Fair. It just seems like that was fucking crazy, right? That we all made that big of a deal.
And the stuff
there
we
was
don't
like
make a big deal about.
3,000 troops Obama sent for that Ebola thing.
That,
now we've
I
got
think
the caravan.
A new plague is terrifying, though, when you think about it. If it spreads like that. But it is
right,
nuts
but
where it's like...
it's fucking... It was bullshit, man. It was bullshit. It was... And it's like, well, what is really going on? That we're all watching this same footage over and over again.
Are you into conspiracy stuff?
Is that conspiracy, or is
I
that
don't
just
know.
fucking...
I just thought maybe that's where you were going with that a little bit.
Is
this
that
the guy
just
who wants
logic?
to do the universal
I
basic
don't know
income?
what logic is.
This is the guy Andrew
common
Yang.
sense.
Andrew Yang.
He's the guy who wants to do UBI from Oregon.
And he's a tech guy, right? He works in some
I
industry.
think he's an author.
Who is this?
This is the guy Joe
Is he an
brought up a
author?
little
I
bit
thought,
ago.
he
That
was,
bought
I thought he was like a
EpiPen?
big money guy. No, not the EpiPen. This is the guy who believes in what's called a universal basic income.
UBI. So he basically wants to supplement everyone's income by $1,000 a month. Just give everybody $1,000, and that'll he thinks that'll undo like what machines are gonna do with like replacing people with work. So
Yeah.
kind of like you brought up with McDonald's, like people are getting phased out of working at lower like agency jobs, I guess, because it's we don't need to pay people to do that. So in order to offset that, this guy wants to give people money to just live, because like that's what this is all about.
Yeah,
And it would
money,
replace welfare. So if you're already getting $600 a month,
Yeah,
you're not getting
give
$1,000
it
on
to
top
me.
of the $600.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would
So-
replace
What
welfare.
does he want
it's
for it?
not. It's cost
Nothing.
effective.
And see the
Was he running for president or something?
yeah, he wants to be president.
Okay, so he wants something.
This is the platform
Well,
that's running.
who
But this is
doesn't
something
want
other.
something?
Mark
That's what I
Zuckerberg
said, and
has
you
brought
said
this up.
nothing.
Warren Buffett has brought this up. There's been other like big time
Right, but
people in the economic world who think this is going to be the future.
I just want to know what he wants. That's all.
He wants to be president of the United States.
He just wants to
Okay.
help people.
Yeah.
That's a position where everyone wants a little something out of it, I feel like.
everyone wants something from everything.
Although I will say that Obama, what was his
yeah,
thing, though?
clearly you're a psychopath if you want to be president.
Obama, I think, was he was a good guy.
I feel like he
Obama
felt
was a,
right.
Yeah.
was a good guy.
I mean, I know people didn't like him, and
I don't know why that. Like he made hard decisions, but he was.
He was a good
But
president.
even
was a
if you
good-
didn't like him, I don't think there was. If you could say I hated this decision, that decision, that decision, that decision, could you honestly justify he was coming from a place of like fuck you to anybody?
No,
or I don't really,
definitely
you could
not.
if
I
you
don't
don't
know
like
where
him,
he's
I feel like
coming
you could say I feel like he was wrong. There's a difference.
he was
Like,
definitely
you could
wrong
say,
about stuff.
You know what I mean? Like Jimmy Carter was a sweetheart. I feel like he was wrong about some stuff.
Sure.
But I don't think he was ever coming from a place of like
hate.
to me. The people who were like Trump's going to come in and look out for the little guy, I'm like, no, he's not. And nothing he did that. That tax cut was purely to help his buddies.
Yeah.
Right? Everything about I don't know, like that's just and to even
I
go,
think the presidency is a job, and it, Obama was good at that job.
he definitely held the office with class.
Right,
for
that's what I'm
sure.
saying.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, I don't know what goes into being president, and I wouldn't want to know.
Charisma.
But I think charisma helps. I think that being a voice of like calm in times of sadness and chaos is very important.
Not being a 72-year-old man who tweets at 4:30 in the morning, that is something too.
Yeah.
Even if he wasn't president and he was a 72-year-old man tweeting,
Yeah.
you'd be like, what the fuck?
Like,
My
imagine
dad's
your
64,
dad.
he doesn't even own a cell phone
Yeah.
because he thinks they're stupid. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like the happiest person I know. He's just not in that world because he's just like, why would I want people knowing where I am at all times? Why would I need a phone with me? Why would I like? That's just, and that's how I think everyone of that age should be.
Yeah.
Because is there anything sadder than like the people in their 60s on Facebook who still can't figure out
No.
Facebook and they're just doing it weird? Anytime I get like chain mail in Facebook, like pass this along.
Yeah.
Pass this along. Send it to the
Wow.
next 9 out of 10 people and you'll get good luck. I'm like, this is chain mail. That was the worst part about AOL back in the day when that was the new thing. And you idiots are still the only people doing it.
Yeah.
No one in their even 40s, 30s, or 20s are sending that stupid shit out.
Right.
It's weird. Like, even when people have good intentions, someone sent me a thing. And if they listen to this, I mean this in the best way. They sent me a thing saying, my friend's daughter is sick. Pass this photo along. And I remember asking, like, oh, is there like a GoFundMe I could send money to?
Right.
And also, do you want me to share the photo? Or it said pass it along in Messenger. I'm like, so I'm just going to message this photo to people? Hey, here's a sick girl.
Yeah.
Feel sorry for her. There was no follow-up. And I even sent a message going, hey, I'd like to help out. Is there like a GoFundMe? Or I could share the link. I could, like,
It's like
I feel
chain
terrible.
letter.
But it was just pass it along. Like, what is that doing? That girl was she was like 4. She's going to be like, yeah, share a link. What do you fucking do? Like, even she knows this is a shitty way to get me better. You know?
Right. This isn't doing anything. Yeah.
No, it's not going to help at all.
And if we're talking about manifesting, then what are you manifesting here?
Right? I don't know. Yeah.
Likes.
That
No,
is-
not even if you're doing it in Messenger. You don't even get likes.
I was hanging
So
out.
what are you manifesting? That's like cancer awareness. It's like, I'm fucking aware of
Yes,
it.
raising money for awareness. Why?
Why
Fuck
are you
that.
drawing? Why are you focusing on
mean-
it? I feel like it's not
Raise money for like someone
No.
to spend money on research or something, not
Right.
awareness.
right. Like,
Fuck Susan B. Komen, by the way. She's full of shit.
I don't know about all that. I'm just saying.
No,
like,
she is. I'll get to it in
if
a
you're
second.
talking about like manifesting, law of attraction, focusing on shit, it should be like wellness awareness or something.
Well, there's some
that-
stuff like
the
mental
psycho-
health
you
stuff,
know what I mean?
depression that is
I'm
still
just saying like
the average person thinks, oh, you're depressed. Fucking cheer up, buttercup.
the
Like
angle of
that
it
stuff is archaic way of looking at it.
might be dangerous. Might be counterproductive to focus on the language of cancer awareness. Like we are aware.
We are aware.
And
Everyone
like
knows.
being aware of that word, even and being surrounded by like it might be
Like
bad.
Negative. It could be.
might be bad. I don't know, but
No, I hear you on that. I just think. Oh, I brought the Susan G. Komen or Susan B. Whatever the hell her name is. She's the breast cancer woman. Doesn't have breast cancer, but she's the charity. But she copyrighted the phrase "find the cure," and other charities have used it, thinking whatever. And then she sues those charities for using her little phrase. Does that sound like a charitable person? And the whole Pink Month in the NFL, which I don't think they did this year. Did they skip that shit this year? Good. People finally got on them. They were doing like pink jerseys. Proceeds were going to breast cancer. Guess how much? 8% of every jersey sold. Those were $150 jerseys, I'm assuming. and only 8% were going. It was just some bullshit way to
Yeah.
get fucking people to feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I just find
Yeah.
that to be so fucking
You know
phony.
what would be like cool is like cured or something. Yeah.
Do it if you're gonna
Yeah,
do
like
it. Do it for real. But there's a lot
like
of
healed.
I
You
know-
know, like
I know a lot of people
something
like,
that.
it's a libertarian viewpoint to be like, get the government out of everything, and then charitable work, churches, charities, local communities, they could do this. And we see they're just as corrupt as any government would be. They
Yeah.
spend the money wrong too. They fucking there's always someone stealing something, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We always hear
something about Susan G. Komen too. You'll see up here. She their corporation partners with companies that deal in chemicals that cause
cancer. Yeah, real quick, I'll read this for everybody. In 2012, Komen partnered with the Coca-Cola company promoting Fused tea with 31 grams of sugar. That's a lot. High fructose corn syrup, which is like deadly as hell. It's genetically modified. Sucralose, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Sucralose, yeah.
And preservatives. Is this a beverage that should be promoted alongside claims to be researching the cure, in parentheses, for breast cancer? Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
well, real quick, the Yoplait yogurt company's bad. Held a campaign
And they
called
use
Save the Lids to Save Lives. They donate
high
10 cents
fructose
per
corn syrup.
lid with a special code. Oh, because I thought yogurt was pretty healthy for you overall.
Not Yoplait.
Not
That
Yoplait?
shit's candy, dude.
Is it?
It's like all sugar.
Well, I get Aldi brand.
There you go.
Man, it's probably pretty good.
What's up?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that stuff, yeah. I don't know. I just like, that's another, you know, I was,
But see, isn't it, you
everyone
know
has
what I
like,
mean?
a
Like,
little hidden agenda.
but none of that is like I've never seen that before. But I've seen that woman in that hazmat suit walking from that plane for fucking 12 hours when she got sick.
Yeah, because the news knows. I mean, local news is where most people get their stuff from. And the other news, when you have 24-hour news networks, which is really, that show, the newsroom
But I
on
mean,
HBO
there's
was
pretty
great in the
much
sense
that's
that
a lot of material right there that they could delve into for
they
you
could,
know
but they don't.
24.
And I just
right,
don't know why.
That's what I'm-
Maybe because,
It's 'cause
oh, you
their
know why?
sponsors
They're
will pull out.
sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Yep.
So they're not going to trash Coca-Cola. That was the thing. That's why I brought the
That's
newsroom,
crazy.
that HBO show. You ever see the newsroom, the HBO show? It was on for
yeah,
a few
yeah,
seasons.
yeah,
And they, yeah, Aaron Sorkin show. And they talked about how the government
Mm,
created television, essentially,
mm,
through satellites and all that. Was technology funded by the taxpayers. So the American people gave the airwaves over to the networks in return for them giving the news. That was required. They had to do the news. The mistake they did was not having the news be ad-free. So if we would have done it right, or I don't know why we don't start this now. We could, but you know, so much corporate interest, there's so much lobbyists and so much money. That's why getting money out of politics. I had Brett Ernst on the podcast way back when. Brett's a pretty big right-wing guy, Republican, but he's very honest and fair with his shit, though. I give him that. Like he's consistent, you know, there's no hypocrisy. So I could talk to that dude like that all day. He's a good guy. He talked about the biggest issue for both sides, right wing, left wing, should be getting money out of politics, because that's the thing that causes all this shit to be fucked up. Because if they did the news that was commercial free, they would give you the real news.
mm.
Like you'd say, they would tell you Coca-Cola is a bad product for you. Look, I love a can of Coke, but it's terrible. You can use Coca-Cola as a cleaning product, and it's better than most cleaning products, which would probably tell you it's probably not good to be putting in your body, you know?
Mm.
But they're not going to reveal that shit to you because of the money that's behind it. And they want
Yeah.
to tell you the stuff. I read a thing that violence across America these last 4 or 5 years
Mm.
is the lowest it's been in about 100 years. There are less violent crimes happening in about
You wouldn't
100
know
years.
by the news.
No, you wouldn't. But the news is reporting on it 50% more.
Really?
Meaning every time a gangbanger cuts a fucking fart, they're reporting it. It is, and it's scaring the shit out of people. And I have a theory. So maybe here's my conspiracy brain. They're scaring people into staying at home more. Complacency. Thank you, James. Staying at home more, because when you're home more, what are you doing? You're watching TV. You're consuming,
Mm.
and you're hearing the shit they want. You know what I mean? It's all. That's my crazy theory. I don't know, because it's
Well,
that's
it's
what people talk about.
It's
No one's
never
you
been
know.
easier to be agoraphobic.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You got
totally.
DoorDash, you
Netflix.
got Netflix, you've got Postmates.
I mentioned Aldi.
you
Aldi
can-
delivers now too.
I could
Yeah,
get toilet
everyone.
paper delivered.
Portillo's delivers. Get yourself a nice Italian beef with some hot peppers.
Yeah, oh, I'm hungry. Now,
I'm always hungry now. Yeah.
as soon as you mention Italian beef, then.
Anyone you need a little more Jack there, James?
Yeah.
I'll
Hit me up.
slide some over, man. It's neat now because the ice is melted.
But yeah, you really don't have to leave your place.
You don't.
You can work from home.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of people work from home.
Sounds good for a shut-in like yourself, Kristen.
I'm not
After
shut
a set, you can go home and just be away from everybody. I'm kidding.
I do like to be away from.
No, it's good that you
people,
don't have
but
an
I'm not a
ego like
shut-in.
me and all these other psycho comics who, when we have a great set, we stand there at the door going, "Oh, hey, yeah, thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming out." I don't know. I get a kick out of it. I think it's just another way. I just like when people say,
I don't
hey, you were
judge you
great.
for that. Like, I think, do whatever you want to do. I don't give a fuck.
Because I still have to work
What
hard.
do I care?
Yeah.
No, right? I know. I'm
Get
just
your
fucking around.
handshakes, man.
Kiss them babies. Get them
Yeah,
handshakes.
why not?
Run for office. All right, how we doing? We're doing about an hour and a half now, right, man? All right, Kristen, your podcast is gonna be called
I'm upset.
I'm Upset. Give everyone the rundown of it.
Just stuff I'm upset about. You know, like
You're gonna have guests, or just gonna be you
Yeah.
ranting? You gonna have guests?
both. You know,
Cool,
both.
nice. One a week,
I'm doing what?
one podcast a week.
One a
Yeah.
week
All right,
on
cool.
Monday nights, live streaming, 7:30 on a Monday.
This will be typically your normal time slot.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna slide to Sundays.
Yeah, exactly.
And then release it as a podcast Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I still want to. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. Enough about me, everybody.
Yeah, and it's my first guest will be week 2, December.
First.
No,
December 1st
the
is
first
next
week,
Sunday.
the first Monday of December is my first podcast. But then my first guest is the following week.
Okay.
It's going to be Rena Calm. We're going to be talking about Me Too stuff,
Oh, very nice. Rena's been on this podcast before.
stuff like that. Yeah.
All right, so that's great. I like that. So it's free form, basically.
Yeah,
Just
stuff
the
that
shit
I'm
that's
upset about
pissing
and
you off.
stuff that I'm confused about, you know, because I do like feel
Give me an example of something you're confused about. Maybe I could help you.
Yeah, all right.
I can't.
You know, like my situation is that I'm not you know, I feel like I'm kind of growing up now. Like and I'm 37 and I'm living on my own for the first time. And I am figuring out how to, you know, pay bills and be alone. And I feel very vulnerable for the first time. And also just kind of figuring out how to be, like how to live in this way and not be someone's wife and just a mom. And it's crazy. So it's a lot.
It is a lot. You know, I lived by myself once for like a month or two, and all my fish died.
Yeah.
I forgot to turn their heat. I had to turn the little light on overnight for them,
Yeah.
and I forgot to turn it on when I left for work in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I came home, I went from work to a show. When I got home, as I was walking up my apartment steps, I smelled.
Well, you're a real piece
and
of shit.
I was heartbroken. I was fucking heartbroken because I love those fish. I bought guppies, or they minnows. They're whatever they could. It was I had an ecosystem going. They banged, and then there was mini ones. I started with
Come on.
4, and I ended up with 50. I'm not
Come on.
bullshitting you. There's been comedians who saw this. I had comedians over. Ellie Clayton saw them. James Fritz,
What are you?
Rudy Ascot.
You got witnesses for your
No, but
guppy
they knew
farm?
They knew I had a guppy farm going.
You got witnesses
And I
for
had
your
one
guppy
algae
farm?
eater. I had an algae eater who was huge, and he
Oh
would
my
eat all the
God.
algae and clean the tank. I named him Barack, actually. And then all the other fish were named after characters from a show called Gossip Girl. XOXO, great show. I still haven't seen the last season. Nobody fucking ruined that for
Never
me.
saw it.
Good show. I ended up getting too busy with my life to watch the last 2 seasons, which is nice.
What
But
is
you're-
this? You
what
were
do you feel,
farming
though?
fish, watching
But
Gossip
when you
Girl.
grow up, though,
Jesus
I know, and then
Christ,
my fish
man.
were dead, and it was a bad
That's
situation.
disgusting.
But guess what? When I was living alone, I was still
Jesus.
buying fucking toilet paper.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, which is like, as a man,
Real
I needed half
bitch.
as much as you do. Well, I'm a bitch. You want to fight now?
Watching Gossip
We promised
Girl,
to fight, to me.
farming fish.
Don't.
That's a bitch ass thing to do. Yeah, it is.
Maybe I'm in touch with my fucking feminine side.
You little bitch ass. I'm just kidding.
I'm wearing a
Fish
hockey
farm.
sweater.
I
I'll
know,
fucking go.
yeah, and you're
Let's
not
go.
owning up to it.
I'm not. Whatever.
You're
man.
shrinking.
Sometimes
in
I
it.
like to show. Everyone sees me as this psycho
need
who
to-
has rage problems. It's nice
Yeah.
to show the softer side.
The softer side of Sears.
I listened to the Cranberries the other day, and it felt great. Oh, Sears is going away, which is sad. R.I.P. Sears.
Come see the
Pour one out for
softer
Sears.
side of
Was you see the softer side of queers?
Yeah.
It's funny when a woman says homophobic stuff for some reason. Not that that was homophobic.
homophobic.
It's not, but you know what I'm fucking saying, right? If I said softer side of queers, you think that would be? Do you think that shit would fly?
No.
No, it would not.
No.
There. Are you in the mic? Are you even in the mic?
I'm in the mic.
All
You
right,
can
you
hear
got
me.
the headphones on, so you should be able to hear
I can
yourself
hear
a little bit
myself.
with that. All right. By the way, Toomey, I don't like the eye rolling. You're giving me a look like I should wrap up the podcast. That's not how this podcast works. Okay, it comes to a natural flow. I don't just fucking end it out of nowhere. I used to ask questions to people. I think I'm done doing that though. Or maybe I'll bring that shit
Ask
back.
me a question.
How'd you lose your virginity?
Oh.
You don't have to see. You said ask a question. I went hard. I threw a fastball right down the middle on that one.
Yeah, you did.
No, I could ask a safer question. Doesn't have to be sexual. I feel like it's so easy to just ask sexual questions. What's a good one? Have you ever been in a fist fight? What was that like? Like woman on woman?
Come on.
You have been, right?
You know I have.
Badass from Elk Grove? What do you mean I know I have?
I'm not Elk Grove every fucking time. 10 years I've known you. It's Villa Park.
Villa Park's a little bit tougher than Elk Grove. There you go. But you did live in Elk Grove.
No, I didn't.
You lived in Elk Grove.
No, I didn't.
Did you get arrested in Elk Grove?
Probably, but I did an open mic in Elk Grove.
I remember giving you shit once. You made a post about the Chicago comedy scene. I'm like, relax, suburbs. And you got very upset about it.
Oh, yeah, we got in a fight about that.
And I was like, I'm just giving you shit. Relax. It's all good.
I gave you the mileage between,
Yeah, you were like, I'm closer than
like
some parts of the
14
city.
miles straight west of the city.
Yes.
Yeah, we
I
did
know.
get into it.
Don't look at the chat. Danny Rhodes just spoiled Gossip Girl.
Who said what?
Danny Rhodes just spoiled Gossip
Oh.
Girl.
Don't
That's my best
fucking,
friend
what the
Danny.
hell,
You know
Danny?
Danny.
I know Danny, and I expect more from him. Danny, she's the one that said queers, not me, man. I'm fucking respectful.
Come see the softer side of queers. That's for you, Danny.
That should be the opening to your fucking your
I'm
podcast.
upset.
I'm upset.
I'm upset.
Here's your jingle.
Let Chris Higgins sing that for you.
What were we? Oh,
I don't
when
know,
I've
but you're
been
fucking with the
arrested?
wax again.
When I was arrested.
When
for
you were arrested,
fighting?
was that in Elk Grove? Is that why I thought that? No, you ran an open mic. So what age were you when you got into the fight? Tell me, how'd you scrap?
one?
Which one? You got into a lot? You got arrested multiple times for fighting?
The tent one?
Yeah, tell him. It's a great fucking story.
I think I've told this story. I got into a fight with 3 dudes. Danny was there. And I got into a fight with 3 dudes
Where?
a couple years ago.
Where was this? You were in a tent?
A couple of years ago.
A
Outside
couple
of
years ago, so at the age of 35.
Yeah. Yeah, I was outside in a tent smoking, and I got into a
This
fight.
wasn't camping. This was like...
No, like the back of a bar
Oh, okay. Thank you.
outside smoke tent.
Gotcha. I thought you were camping like a
And-
little bitch. You would go
No.
camping. Fuck you, Webb, man. I had to give her shit back, man.
I go camping twice a year.
I know you do.
Um,
If you lived in LA, you'd be one of those dudes with Aaron Weaver going to Joshua Tree every weekend.
Fucking right, I would.
shrooming it up on the tree.
Fucking right.
yeah, so I got into a fight with these dudes, and one of them body slammed me on the fucking pavement, and then I got a hold of him, and I had boots on, and so I was kicking my boot heel into his shin, and I grabbed him by the collar, and he was like, "You're fucking crazy."
What started the fight again?
So I said something, and then
You can't leave this part out. What'd you say?
I forget
Did
what
you
I
call
said.
him queer? Is that what you did?
No.
All right.
No.
Just checking.
No, I said something, and then they said something, and then they got.
I love the fucking detail with this. I
and-
said something, they said something, and then I
Yeah,
was
I
trying to
said
break his collarbone. You know how fights
yeah,
work.
you know how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Said something, and then they fucking body slammed me, and I fucking hopped up because.
So it's
that's
3
the
dudes
thing.
on a 5-foot woman.
Yeah, and there was another guy there that was on my side.
Okay, cool.
So
it
2 of
wasn't
them were
3 on
fighting with
1.
him, okay? But the thing about me is like, if you fucking hit me or you knock me down, you better fucking knock me out or kill me, because I will get up so fucking quick. And when I get up, I'm fucking out of my mind.
Yeah.
So this guy body slammed me, and I fucking hopped up so quick, it scared the fuck out of him, first of all. They didn't know that I was going to get up. And then I grabbed him by the fucking collar, and I had these boots on with the heel, and I was fucking digging my heel into his shin and grabbed him by the collar and was dragging him into the bar, and he was scared. He was like, "You're fucking crazy." And I'm like, "You're fucking right. I'm crazy."
Yeah.
I'm like, "You want to fucking hit women? You think it's okay to hit women?" So I open the door. I go, I throw him in the bar, and I go, "Get this motherfucker." Like, throw him in the bar. So my husband at the time comes up and doesn't ask any questions, just fucking headbutts the
That's
dude,
such an
right?
Irish move. Her husband's from Ireland,
Yeah.
everybody. Ex-husband,
Ex-husband.
sorry.
And breaks the guy's nose. Then everybody's fucking kicking everybody's ass. And then the cops come. Danny's commenting because he was there. And then, like, my ex-husband was, like, in a rage because somebody touched his wife and whatever. And so the cops are trying to calm him down. And I'm like, let me just talk to him to calm him down. And then the fucking cop pulls a taser out for me. A taser.
Did it tase you?
No, I said
Oh,
they
man.
pull the taser out, and I say, "What is that? A new toy you want to play with?" To the cop,
Yeah.
and then the sergeant turns me around and is like, "Shut."
And your
shut
dad was
the
chief
fuck
of
up."
police, so
Yeah.
you know how fucking they get with jokes like that.
Right. So he pulls me around and he's like, "Shut your fucking mouth." And I said, "Fuck you." Then I'm arrested, right? Hands behind my back.
This was in Chicago?
No, this is in Elmhurst.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I thought Elk Grove, Elmhurst, supposed to start with an E.
Yeah.
Western suburbs. That's
Yeah.
why. All right, I'm not dumb.
So then I got arrested, and then I was like banned from that bar for up until like recently.
I was banned from this bar called Yahtzee's over near Galway Bay, and I
Mhm.
said, I never want to fucking come here anyway. I hope you go out of business. Guess what? They went out of business.
Yeah, that happened.
Happened to
Dan-
Macaroni Grill for fucking firing me, too.
Yeah, I've been kicked out of a lot of bars. There was a lot of bars around my house that I couldn't go
I've been
to.
kicked out, but they never. Luckily, I was able to go back into some. That Globe Pub on,
Yeah.
on Irving, I got
Yeah.
ejected
really?
from once. Yeah, because I tried to
At
fight
the
Marty
mic?
DeRosa.
At
Yeah,
the
at the
mic?
mic. Yeah, I was gonna fight DeRosa.
You
Just
were
me and him
drunk.
talk about it. I was drunk, but I think he was too. It was an open mic, and they were being dicks, and I wanted to work on some shit, and they were like being assholes, and I told them to fucking knock it off and all this shit, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be the bigger person. I'm gonna walk away from this. As I'm walking away, I was wearing this like red Wisconsin sweatshirt,
Yeah.
and he said, yeah, walk away with your fucking red sweatshirt. And I stopped in my tracks, turned around. I remember when I was walking back, Dean Carlson, good friend of both of
Yeah.
ours. I missed Dean. Anyway,
Yeah.
love that dude. I was walking back. He just said, Joe, don't, because he knew me. And I was like, nope. And I like Maddie Ryan, Junior, stop. Kind of like one other person like grabbed me from like getting near him because I wasn't going to hit him. It's Marty. I probably would just like grabbed him. There's some friends you can never actually hit, but I definitely wanted to give him a shove. And then like the bartender like said, you're out. And I was like, fuck you. And I think I knocked some glasses off tables on the way out, or I did something. I don't know if I did that once at a bar. I don't know if that was this time, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm one of those dudes. I'm like a major league manager. If you eject me, I'm getting my money's worth. I'm kicking dirt at you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a base. I'm gonna do what
Yeah.
I gotta do. I'm putting on a show.
I
I'm gonna
used
get
to
my
get
2
like
cents. My
that a
money's
lot,
worth.
man. Like I remember one time I was at Roscoe's over in Boys Town, and Danny was there. We were standing on the patio. It was filled with people. I used to get fucking all just for no reason. I would just do shit, and like there was just packed with people, and I was holding this pint glass, and there was a brick wall, and there was probably, I mean, you could barely move, and there was just like enough of an opening in the crowd, and I just took the pint glass and I fucking chucked it against the brick wall, and it smashed, and then we got kicked out, and I was like, yeah, fuck you, like I'm out of here anyway. But there was something so beautiful about just taking a fucking pint glass up against a brick wall and shocking the shit out of the entire patio.
Oh my god.
For no reason. It was beautiful.
Throwing anything is always fun, especially in a dickish manner. Webb,
Yeah.
James wanted me to come over here on Friday, and I told you I was going to play poker with my friends. So a good friend of mine, Pat, he bought my buddy Duffy's dad's house. The house my friend grew up in, my other friend now owns.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And so we're over there playing poker, and he's remodeled it because they needed to be. And it was funny because we were all sitting around playing poker, and my friend had a beer. It was an aluminum can, so luckily it wasn't that thick. And when he finished, he just fucking threw it on the floor. And my friend Pat was like, "What the fuck was that?" He's like, "Dude, growing up, you treated this house like shit, man. I'm getting my revenge." And I knew he kept throwing stuff on the ground. He was like ashing on the floor, smoking. And I remember I knew it was gonna happen. So I finished my one beer, and I go, "Hey, Casey," his first name's Casey. I go, "Hey, Casey, could you throw this away for me?" He goes, "Yeah, I got it." And just fucking threw it. I was already crying with laughter because I knew that's what he was gonna do with it.
Just
And there's
throw it
something-
on the ground.
I remember watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and they're just fucking walking, drinking beer, and every time they finish one, they just fucking littered it. And I
Yeah.
know littering's wrong, but it's fucking hilarious. Tell me littering isn't funny.
It's
It's kind of funny. I'm not telling. Don't litter, everyone.
Yeah.
It's rude. It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I believe in the environment. Let's take care of it. Stop, guys. Be nicer to elephants. I just read this whole thing about people taking elephant tusks. I don't like that shit. My son likes elephants when he sees them on pictures and cartoons. Don't be fucking killing elephants, guys. But
Yeah. I agree with that.
have you ever been like full speed on the highway and you're just like, fuck this bottle of Gatorade, and it just fucking goes flying out the
I
window?
used to, like as a teenager, I did that
So
in
is
the
it-
90s before it was too big of a deal.
You know, I played a couple high school sports. I wasn't great at anything though, or good. But I remember baseball games on the bus rides out. Someone would always have to piss, So they'd piss in the Gatorade bottle and then throw it out the fucking window, and it would hit I'm like going 70 on the highway. It would hit the cement and spin around. Just piss would fucking go everywhere.
Oh my God.
And so yeah, it was pretty hilarious to see piss hit someone's windshield. I'm just remembering all these great high school stories now. I remember another time we're driving down Irving, and I thought it'd be hilarious. I was in my buddy Kenny Shack's car, and we were riding along on another friend's car, and I had a milkshake. And I thought it'd be funny to fucking throw it onto the other person's car and hit their car just right where the milkshake just covered the windshield. And fucking they had to use wipers to do it. I thought it was the funny. I was laughing because it was like a fucking out of a TV show, you know?
I got
we
hit
come
with
to the next
fruit.
red line. Here we got with fruit before?
I got
like
hit
a tomato?
with fruit.
Because that's
No.
like what, blueberries?
Banana.
Did your car spin out like Mario Kart?
On 290.
Did you spin out of
Hit
control?
my fucking windshield with a banana.
I'm laughing about how pissed you would have gotten.
If you could have seen my face, I was fucking livid, man. I was like speeding up to the. Yeah, I was like getting on the side of him, trying to catch up. Like motherfucking throwing fruit at me.
Well, they sped back up, and at the next light, I was like, "Come on, you gotta admit that was fucking funny." And they go, "Yeah, it's pretty good." And then he flicked a lit cigarette into the car, and we were like, "What the fuck," you know? So they had some good revenge on that one. I'll give them some credit there. I mentioned fucking windshield. Get this. This is how fucking addicted we are to our phones. I got in my car today and noticed my windshield was cracked, and I literally said to myself, "Oh no, I cracked my car screen." I referred to my windshield as my car screen because we're so obsessed. Like my phone screen has a crack, and my car screen has a crack. So I just, it'd be great if you could go to the same place for both. Fix the app, fix the screen on the iPhone, and then they could get like what's it, Permaseal or some shit. Those people come out. And they could fix the crack on your windshield. I don't think I need a whole new windshield, do I? Because that's going to run me some money. You think I need a whole new one? You don't even fucking know, and you're doing that to scare me. I got Christmas presents to buy. Actually, I don't, because he's young enough where he doesn't fucking know. No, he knows. Like, we're telling him about Santa, but if I give him 3 gifts, he's like, oh, 3 gifts. Nice. He doesn't fucking know.
Tell him he got a new car screen for Christmas.
Got you a car screen, kid. All right, well, that's the podcast, everybody. It was a very fun one. Yeah. Oh, I want to say thank you to my pal, Jenny Yokis. Not to you, Kristen. Fuck you. And I'll never thank you for shit. No, I'm kidding.
Good.
I want to thank her and the Chicago Fire Department. They had me as one of their, this is funny, celebrity judges for the mustache. It was called Stash Bash, where they had the firemen all grow a mustache for the month of November. And then all the proceeds, they did a big event at the end of the month, which they had it at Old Crow, which is in Wrigleyville, like right down the street from Wrigley Field. And it was a great event. It was packed, you know what I mean? A lot of people came out, great support. The money goes to all sorts of good charities and everything like that, prostate cancer and all those other things, and those people work their asses off, so it's fun to see them out unwinding. And so, big thanks to everyone there. I got to reconnect with my old friend April Rose, who I used to bartend with, and I bartended with her at this bar with Shaughnessy's right when I first started doing open mics. I don't even know if I was doing stand-up yet. Maybe I was getting into it. And she had just become the Loop Rock girl. And since then, she's like been in an Adam Sandler movie, Maximum Hot 100 and stuff like that. So it's good to see her again. She was one of the judges. And then they had this fireman who's retired after being a fireman for like 40 years and looked like the Monopoly guy, had the Monopoly guy mustache. So he was a perfect way to round it up.
Did he win?
And the dude, no, well, he was a judge. He can't win.
Oh.
The dude who won was Freddie Mercury. He did a Freddie Mercury thing, dressed up like Freddie Mercury. Fucking nailed it, this dude. So we're like, there was 2 Freddie Mercurys. They made the top 3. And then this one dude who had a good stash, but he put some show into it. Because there's some people with a good stash, but when they came up, they're just like, "Hi, I have a mustache," and walked off. And we're like, "Dude, you gotta throw some pizzazz into it. I want you gotta work for this. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just have you just wave.
Let's put your back into
some
it.
people put some stuff into it where they went up there with like this dude fucking belly flopping the table. One guy did the worm, and I gotta give thanks to that. You know what I mean? And I got to see a bunch of my buddies, and so that was real fun right there. Everybody, thank you for listening to the first ever live stream of Kilgallon's Pub. This is something you're going to see regularly. The podcast will still be out there. You can follow that on iTunes. Write us a review. It goes a long way. If you write a review, I'll give you a shout out on the show. I'm going to come up with some merch for the new year. And thanks to James Webb, Pop Studios. You're going to hear all these other great podcasts like I'm Upset from Kristen Toomey. You're going to hear the Palm Pilots. Those dudes are fucking hilarious. It's a podcast about masturbation. It doesn't get better than that.
Oh, no.
Leah Berman is coming up with a podcast, Parental Advisory, which is really cool too. Yeah. And it's just gonna be a great little network here. So I definitely highly
There's a lot of stuff in the hopper. So
in the hopper, December you're gonna see it all rolling out. By 2019, this shit's taking over.
Yeah.
So thanks again for everyone listening. This has been Kilgallon's Pub. Cheers to you and yours. Thank you, Kristen Toomey.
Thank you.
Good night.